feel horrible about it. I feel like a monster, you know. That's what I'm like really struggling right now. At first, I didn't want to lie to you guys. At first, he didn't come about the reverse mortgage at first. At first, I was like, I thought I won the lottery, honestly. You know, it's a nice, even though it's falling apart, but it's a nice house. You know, I thought maybe this is finally gonna be my American dream.
This is Aline Jones, and apparently her American dream starts by having Raymond Rhodes, the man she was a live-in caregiver for, sign the house over to her just 16 days prior to his death.
So when I met Mr. Rhodes, he was just nothing but a blessing in my life. He was like a father to me. I love that man. He was a sweet old little man. He was the closest I ever had of a father figure in my life.
At first, Mrs. Jones appears sincere when talking about her relationship, but she quickly gets down to what really matters to her.
You know, back to the story, that's why there was a will, separate will, and there's also a deed. Later on, he realized that he's like, no, he's like, there is a house, and it's kind of complicated, the situation of the house. That's when he told me about the reverse mortgage, and he's like, I'm going to just pass for you right now, record in life, so you deal with that afterwards. And I told him, like, okay. You know, it's like I was glad with that.
But when Rhodes's daughter arrived to settle the estate, everything changed.
She's giving me a 30 days timeline, but I'm cool with that. That's generous of her. But in reality, when that timeline comes, that's when I'm going to drop the bomb on her.
And the argument quickly goes from verbal to life-threatening.
That's when she got up, you know, and I'm like, you know, I didn't even see the moment she grabbed the hammer.
Spoiler details are in the video description, and the full results of all charges in the case are laid out at the end of the video.
So let's start on the 26th, so that was Thursday. I want you to tell me everything that happened from the time you got up until the time you spoke to the cops. Everything you can remember. Can you do that for me?
I'll try, yeah.
Okay. You want some water or something first?
No.
No? Are you sure?
No.
Okay. And you take as much time as you need, because I can tell this is difficult for you, but I really want to hear what you have to say.
I'm in shock. I'm sorry.
Sure. No problem. Hey, you take as much time as you need. I've got from here till whenever. Okay?
Yeah, well.
You go ahead and you take as much time as you need. If you need a break, then we'll take a break.
I'm just crying. Those thoughts since this all happened, I'm like traumatized. And I know somebody lost their life, you know. I mean, my family's Christian, so, you know, of course, you know, afterwards you're just thinking like, you know, like, you know, somebody lost their life too, you know, and I was terrified.
I can't imagine being in your position, I mean, honestly. I mean, it has to be traumatizing. I totally agree with that, and I understand that. So, like I said, I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to get in your face. This isn't going to be stuff you've seen in the movies where I'm going to stand like over you and yell. It's not how this is going to work. I'm going to let you
I was looking at it because I didn't know what to say at first, you know, so afterwards, you know what I mean, I speak English as a second language. I don't know, even though people say I get by fine, but I don't know the law. I don't know anything.
Sure.
So I was like, is this even like, you know, do I even have any rights?
Yeah, you have rights.
Do I have rights? I don't want to be locked up for the rest of my life. I don't know what's going to happen to me.
So let's talk.
I have babies, you know.
Let's talk about the 26th. Let's try to go back there because.
I'm sorry, I really did.
I know, it's okay.
I haven't been actually diagnosed, but I know I have, so I'm sorry. I'm like,
don't worry about it.
freaking out.
No, it's your anxiety, and I get that. But I'd like to start on the 26th.
Yeah.
Just that whole thing, like how your day started and everything that involved. And if we're going to take a break,
yeah.
we're going to take a break.
Thank you. So, yeah, I wake up and, you know, it's, actually, I woke up late that day because the day before, me and my boyfriend were fighting, you know.
Yes.
So me and my boyfriend been fighting, you know, like the day before we were fighting, just a couple, you know, disagreements. Him and the kids are in Florida. I'm very jealous. We were just blah, blah fighting. So I woke up late, and I'm running late already. I was supposed to be at work at noon. So Susie was coming over, you know, and that day we spoke briefly on the phone for, I don't know, 3 minutes maybe, because she was terrified of the cats. I'm sorry, don't worry about it. She was terrified of the cats going out. My cat George, he goes outside, he brings like snakes and stuff. He's, you know, he's a lot of kitties, so And she used to ask me to leave the cats inside because he brings snake and mice, and it terrified her. So I understood that was no big deal at all because it freaks me out too when George does stuff like that. It's startling, he brings snakes inside, garden snake. So we spoke briefly. She told me she was coming. I was like, cool, we always got along fairly well. She can be a difficult lady for what I know, but I just knew her just for a week as far as I know.
Okay.
So I was like, fine, I'm getting ready to go to work. So I kept taking my pace and getting ready to go to work. I'm just in the bathroom getting ready and doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm using the bathroom, doing my makeup, women's stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
And shortly after, I hear she coming through the door, and she went about do what she has to do. She's cleaning. She used to go and clean upstairs. And she's like, I'm here, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom, but from the bathroom, you can hear when somebody, and she has her own key, so you can hear when people come inside and stuff. So I just continued doing my thing. We weren't particularly close or anything, because, this lady, I don't know her that well. We don't know her for a week.
Okay.
So sometimes, before, because she was coming every day for a week, every day to her father passed away recently. So she's been coming every day to gather his affairs, stuff, beads. She was into doing beads too, like me, him, Mr. Raymond, Mr. Rhodes, and I was former caregiver of her dad.
Okay.
So me and him did jewelry making for a while, so I was okay. Of course, it's her stuff, all that stuff is, I don't care, obviously her stuff, whatever is in the house is her father's stuff.
Sure.
So she went upstairs, and she's doing her stuff, and that's all I recall that day, from, my brain's just fried, and I'm traumatized, honestly, So next thing I know, I hear she's saying, Aline, but in a voice, she's like, Aline. So I went, and I went and checked what happened. And when I got upstairs, she was livid, she was, excuse me the word, fucking pissed off.
You can use whatever word you want.
I'm sorry, yeah. She was, pissed off, fucking pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
And she had copies of the deed, her father. She had the deed and the living will of her father.
Okay.
And as soon as she's like, what the fuck is this? It's a fucking cunt. And I was like, please calm down, Her father had put the house in my name, and that has been for a while, but I didn't say anything to her or to the family or anything. The house been registered, everything recorded in my name. I knew because Mr. Rhodes, prior to his death, he loves me like his daughter. I took care of him. His nails used to grow over his toes, and I took care of him. I fed him. I took care of him to his last day. So he considered me like a daughter.
Okay.
And I consider him like a father.
Okay.
So she has the will, she has the deed. She found the copies of the documents, because, they were in the house.
Sure.
Mr. Rhodes had in his bedroom copies of that, but that was the last thing in my mind, he died recently, so I know I have my copies. I have no idea where his copies and stuff was. It didn't even cross my mind she was going to find, because I was going to tell her and the family, but afterwards, I want to let her down easily, because this woman's coming for a month to clean his house, take everything that's rightfully hers. So that's okay. I don't want any of that crap anyways. That's her stuff. Right. But I knew one day, eventually, the house was going to be mine. But, of course, when Mr. Rhodes did that, that was my train of thought. One day, because he promised me to give me the house, and I was very grateful for that, I knew the house has a reverse mortgage on the house. So I know nobody was going to keep the house. We knew that. Whatever is left, if there wasn't even anything left of the house, that's what Mr. Rhodes told me even prior to his death. He said, the bank owns the house. So I already didn't have any intention of keeping the house. I knew, but when you don't have anything, and now you have a prospect of having maybe $10,000, $20,000, I was happy with that. I was more than grateful. So, no reason, no nothing of my part. The house is mine already. Mine, is in my name. So that's done deal, and I knew there's nothing Susan can do about. But I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I didn't want a confrontation, especially that. I didn't want a confrontation at all, because this woman has a strong personality. Even the neighbors warned me about her everybody. So last thing I want, and she was more than nice to me because, you know, we didn't have any problems, me and this lady. You know, I knew she wasn't the most pleasant person. She talks like a sailor. But, you know, I try to be open-minded. Whatever, I don't know this woman, I have no problems with this woman. So I'm like, you know, so that's the little bit of a background of the story of the deed and the record and the title, the whatever of the house. That was a done deal, but I was going to wait. She told me she was going to be here for a month. She was going to gather all her father's affairs, bank accounts, blah, 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 blah. And then after that, she was going to still give me like more than a month for me to get out of the house. So she was more than cool. And then when that timeline approached, that's when I was going to basically, on a phone call, hopefully, preferably, because this woman seemed kind of difficult, preferably I was going to let her know by phone, look, Susan, everybody calls her Susie, but I was going to say, look, Susie, your father, you know, I know I'm sorry I wasn't forthcoming with you, I didn't want a confrontation, but your father put the house in my name, the house is actually mine now, and that's for me to deal with the bank, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Because I knew already I wasn't going to kick the house. That was, you know, that was a realistic. Of course, the bank owns the house. Mr. Rhodes never maintained, never paid taxes, anything in the house. The house is falling apart. But like I say, you know, when you don't have anything, 10, 20 grand will help me put down for something. And that was how I saw that Mr. Rhodes was looking after me, because he was like a father to me. He loved me, you know, had a heart of gold. So anyhow, fast forward to that day, I hear she screaming, like, you know, my lady. And I at first didn't even compute, you know, I thought it was my cat, I don't know. I just rushed upstairs. And as soon as I get upstairs, this woman, her eyes are huge, like green, like huge, and staring at me, and she has like the head like this, like in my face, like, and she starts saying like, oh, you're a fucking cunt. She's like, you're a fucking cunt. Yeah, she's like, you're a fucking cunt. And she called me a bunch of names. She was like calling me every foul name. She was saying like, you are just like those Filipino bitches, because her dad, Mr. Rhodes, he was 93-year-old. He was a little sweetheart, but he was involved with a scam of Filipino ladies that extort money from him, and Susie was aware of that. I was aware of that too, but you know what? I'm a caregiver. If the man last, you know, years in life, I honestly wasn't none of my business, not my money, you know, but I knew it was wrong. I advised him, but whatever, you know, I wasn't there to get in his nerves. You know, the family was good to me. I had free housing. That's all I know. So, but I knew it was wrong as well, and she was aware of that story as well. So she starts saying, you were a fucking cunt, you know, you probably tricked my dad into doing this. Her dad didn't have any mental problems, nothing. He was lucid until his days, one day he died. He got sick and died. But anyhow, she's like, you were a fucking cunt. And right off the bat, I knew what that was about when she had the deal of the house and the stuff, you know, because I didn't want that to come out like this.
It's a lot sooner than what you hoped would happen.
Much sooner. I have still, as far as I know, on her timeline, she gave me a month to live in a house, and I was cool with that.
Right.
Because, and then she was going to call the bank, I guess, and I'm okay with that, because the bank eventually going to have to know Mr. Rhodes died. I'm sure that's public record, the Social Security, they put on the newspaper, you know, the cremation, whatever. I'm sorry, so I know the bank is going to find out, so I wasn't worried about that. You know, I'm like, when the bank finds out, they find out. I'm working full time. That was my train of thought. When the ball gets rolling on that, I'm sure they're going to give us more option of buying the house, which I don't know if we're going to be able, but whatever is the difference, I think he had some equity in the house, we were going to get whatever. Maybe even if it's 10 grand at this point will help me. The house is mine. The house is mine already. It's been recorded with the auditor. Mr. Rhodes did every single step he could to take care of me, and Mr. Rhodes loved me. He loved me. He used to say he considered me actually more than her, because they didn't have a good relationship.
Okay.
They didn't have a good relationship at all, as far as I know, but you know, that's his daughter. It's none of my business, but that's what Mr. Rhodes had told to me personally, who was there to his last breath. And so when she called me cunt, and she started saying those things, and then, of course, you know, I'm not going to listen to that and be like a little saint, you know. I told her, you know, it's like, you know what, she's like, you're a fucking cunt, you're going to undo this, you're going to go to the courthouse and you're going to do this, you're a fucking cunt, you're a piece of shit. And that's when I told her, I was like, no, you are a piece of shit. Your father, you know, he was here to the last days, and I was the person who took care of him. He had to go to neighbor to ask money. He didn't have gas money because, you know, he got involved with those skimmers sometimes. He would go through hardships. His nails grew over his toe. So I told her that. And when I told her that, it really, like, you know what, hit the fan. It was like the freaking fight hit the fan. And then we pushed each other, and we got into a real bad, big fight, you know, it's like a pushing, shoving match. You know, and she fucking like pushed my hair and stuff, you know, and I pushed her back. This is a big, heavy woman, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So we got in a fight, you know, and the one pushing the other, you know, and I turned my back. Next thing I know, she grabs a freaking hammer, and she comes at me swinging, just like swinging, you know. And I dodge, you know. It's like, I was like freaking like traumatized, you know. It's like, you know, in life, it just like flashed before your eyes, like, it just like flashed before my eyes, somebody coming and you like freaking like swinging with a freaking hammer. Like, you know, I have 3 babies, like 3, 5, and 9, you know. My babies are little, you know, they need their mom. So when she came swinging at me with the hammer, you know, I just got out of her way, you know, I was able to dodge. And you know, and it was so fast. You know what I mean? It was so fast. And then we were, next thing I know, I pushed her really hard, you know, really hard. This woman has a freaking hammer in her hand, and she almost hit me, you know. The hammer, at one point, when she did like this, the hammer came like right at my head, you know, and she kept saying, I'm going to fucking kill you, fucking cunt, because after she heard, I went off on her. I told her, like, you know, you were a bitch. It was like your father was abandoned here. You didn't even take care of him, so I'm not going to fucking undo anything. I told her, like, what's done is done. What's done is done. What can I do?
Right.
It's, the house is recorded. There's not even anything left for the house anyways. You know what I mean? It was like, I'm sorry, I'm shaking. It was like maybe like, it was going to be like maybe after the bank takes the house, maybe 10 grand left of the house. If that, after, because Mr. Rhodes was a sweetheart, after this whole deal was done and Mr. Rhodes recorded the house, that's when he finally told me the house was on reverse mortgage. He was just an old, sweet little man. And I was like, okay, thank you, Ray. I used to call him Ray. I was like, thank you, Ray. But I was like thinking to myself, thanks for nothing. Now, actually, the bank, I might actually be liable for whatever he owes on a property and taxes and all. Is actually, I might be liable, actually, the person who owns the house, because I didn't know nothing about that, and I looked it up as well after I heard reverse mortgage. I'm like, what the heck is that? I'm actually my own in the house, but I didn't want this woman to find out that now.
Right.
So it was nasty. It was a nasty, nasty fight between me and her. It was nasty. So, you know, when the hammer goes like this over my head and I dodge it was a struggle for that freaking hammer. It was a freaking struggle. So eventually I fucking took the hammer from her. You know, so I just took the hammer from her, and then was when I hit her a few times. And when I heard the hammer, the sound of the hammer in her head, and that was like, I traumatized, you know. I was just like traumatized at that point because that's real, you know. I couldn't believe I was in this situation. Like, that was like upstairs that took place on a, you know, by the stairs. There's like a hallway. It's like, it's narrow. She's a big lady. She kind of like blocked me in a way that I couldn't get away from her. I was like scared, really legit, like scared for my life. It's like in a hallway. There's like hallways and the stairs. At one point I was like, you know, like, please stop, you know, calm down. She's like, you're fucking cunt, I'm gonna kill you. That's how I heard, you know. She said like twice only, but I swear I heard more than that. How I heard, it's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. My babies are little. My oldest is autistic. He's the most vulnerable of my kids, my oldest boy. So when I heard like the word, I'm gonna fucking kill you, we was a struggle. We were fighting for the fucking hammer. Sorry, we were fighting for the fucking hammer. But I'm stronger, you know. At one point I got the hammer from her, and when I got the hammer, you know, detective, I just, you know, gave like one, and then was another one. I know I hit her in the front at one point, and then that she didn't stop at that. Well, I mean, before even she grabbed the hammer, I'm sorry, I forgot that part. Before she grabbed the hammer, we were in a physical fight. And she pulled my hair really hard, yanked my hair, actually, I went backwards. And that's, you know, hard on me, and then I saw this is really out of fucking hand, you know, and I want to get out of there, but, you know, like I say, we are at each other's throat at this point. So, and even before the hammer, I pushed her, and I pushed her really hard. She fell, you know, and when she fell, she hit her head on the wall, too. She hit her head really freaking hard, and that's when she went for the hammer. Then when she went for the hammer, she started saying, I'm going to fucking kill you, fucking cunt. She's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. I don't know where that fucking hammer came from, because there's a bench there. There's, like, a lot of tools. There's a workbench there. The whole area, Mr. Rhodes had his stone grinding, lamps, you know, I don't know if you guys been upstairs, obviously. I don't know if you specifically.
I have not really been inside, but we'll cross that.
Yeah,
I don't want to interrupt you.
It's stuff everywhere. So out of the blue, she grabbed, when she saw that I was strong, because I pushed her, you know, because she was coming at me like, you know, in a threatening manner. She already had yanked my hair. You know, and my hair breaks easily, you know, when she yanked my hair, I heard my hair, she grabbed, like, my hair, yeah, it was hard. So when she grabbed me, I pushed her really hard and I shoved this woman, you know. When I shoved her, her head hit the wall at one point, one of the walls there, hit her, I heard, like, a loud, like, she hit her head. That's when she got up, you know, and I'm like, you know, I didn't even see the moment she grabbed the hammer, but she grabbed the freaking hammer.
Okay.
So when she did that first swing, it missed my head, like, seriously, it was going to get right in my head. It missed my head, like, I remember I ducked, and when I saw, it was just reflex, you know, even I didn't know I had that good of reflex. When I ducked, the hammer, I just saw the hammer do boom, 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 and that was it. I blacked out at that point. It was just flight or flight. Kill or be fucking killed. I'm not going to be fucking killed for a fucking house, you know. I have three babies, you know, and I just like, this is not even worth it. I already knew of the situation of the house. I'm sorry because I'm all over the place with the story, but it's so much stuff. I'm like thinking to myself at that point, my God, how am I in this predicament, you know, just a single mom. I used to take care of Mr. Rhodes. I needed a place to live. I was okay. She was being good to me. I was okay, really, even staying 30 days. Even 30 days, and after that, that's okay, you know, whatever, you know, I was going to deal with the bank. Even if I have to go somewhere else in the meanwhile, that was my plan. I'm working full time. I can get an apartment easily in Bremerton, not around here, because around here is impossible, but in Bremerton, they just ask 1 month. Easy breezy. That was my plan. After she finished cleaning the house, I was going to tell her, but not now. So she was pissed, and she was just like a nasty exchange of words. She was saying it was just like that I treat her dad just like the Filipino whores. That's what she was calling them, the Filipino whores. And she was like, I'm fucking mad with my dad. How could you and my dad do that to me? You know, she was like, this was my fucking inheritance. And she knew about the mortgage, the reverse mortgage too, but I'm assuming she's realizing, like, okay, whatever is left of the house is her fucking inheritance. She's like, it cost me a fortune to get here, because she's bringing her whole family, as far as I know, to help her move in the house, blah, 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 blah. I don't know much, but that's how I know bits and pieces of what she told me, because we always been civil towards each other. So while I know that during the struggle at some point, you know, after I dodged the hammer a bunch of times, eventually, obviously, I was able to take the hammer, and at this point, I'm in flight, you know, I don't even know what they say, flight or flight. You know, I'm like tunnel vision, I'm like, just trying to get out of the situation, you know. I told her before, please calm down. I was like, please calm down, you know, let's resolve this. She's like, no, you fucking cunt, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And that's how I was thinking. I was thinking about my babies and getting out of that situation. I just wanna fend this woman off me. I just wanna fucking fend this woman off me. I never felt anything like that. Somebody grabbing, like, you know what I mean? Like, when I grabbed the hammer and I hit her, I never felt that feeling of hitting somebody like that. So when I first hit her, my brain, I'm at that point in panic. I'm in panic. So at this point, I'm like thinking, I just want to fend this woman off me. You know, you think like you hit somebody, they're going to drop and let you go when you're going to go. When I hit her, I think I hit her twice. I don't even remember how many times, maybe 2 or 3 times. When I hit her the first 2 times, she just was like a lion. You know, when a lion gets mad, you think the person's just going to drop and go. She kept coming at me. At this point, she just kept coming at me. Now even madder. So at this point, that freaked me out so much. And then she grabs there's like a screwdriver or something, I don't know, like a sharp little tool, sharp, like a knife, but it's sharp. You know, I even have some of the injuries still. It wasn't much because, you know, it's just like the few times that she got, I have like bruises too, you know, from her shoving me and stuff. And I have one here in my chest that she was like, you know, she came with this little, it's a little, like you know, one of those baby little screwdrivers. That's what looks like a baby screwdriver. Is it a Phillips key or screwdriver? I don't know. But it's a tiny one with a pointed metal. Looks like a little ice picker.
Okay.
She grabbed something like that when she lost the hammer, and I'm still with the hammer. I'm like, please, you know, I'm like, please. And she's like, you're fucking country. That's when she's still like this, you know, like, and that's the few times, you know, I was trying to defend myself. She got me here. She got me, you know, or I have feelings from that day, you know. I was trying to...
Can I ask you a few scratches?
Yeah, there's few. This is old. This has nothing to do with that. Oh, here. There's one in my finger.
Hear that line?
Yeah, it's all from that day. Oh, there's one here in my finger. I was trying to defend myself.
So how was she wielding it? Was it like this, or was it a stabbing?
Kind of like that. I don't even know, honestly. My brain always this. When she lost the hammer, she went for something else. Yeah, I have like... You know, this bruise is from, of course, you know, a shoving each other.
Okay.
There's one here, you know.
And we'll look at injuries here in a little bit. But
yeah. I just noticed, of course, you just noticed that afterwards.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, so...
Yeah, in the moment, you're not...
When she lost, I'm all sore still, you know, because, you know, of course, you know...
Oh, sure,
we were fighting for the hammer.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the hammer off her, and... Feel surreal. You just like in a horror movie. You're just like in a nightmare, in a horror fucking movie.
Right.
So when she has this thing in her hand and she's just like, you know, like, and I'm like, I already had hit her twice, you know, just to see if she was gonna faint and I can run and call the cops, you know.
This is face to face. You hit her twice.
Yeah, I was somewhere face front, just for her to let go of me somewhere in this area here.
Okay. And,
you know, you don't want to, like, hit somebody to kill it. I was just trying to hit her just to, like...
Stop.
Please stop. Please defend myself. That's what I got when she let go of the hammer. You know, I mean, when I took the hammer, I got the advantage. It's do or die. It's do or die. Now, you know what I mean, or I'm going to do this or I'm dead. You know, this woman was like, her eyes was like she was possessed. You know, I've seen that look in somebody's eyes a few times in my life, you know, like growing up, you know, and I've seen that look when people have that, like there was nothing. She was like raging anger, yeah, she was like mad. And I'm like, when she grabbed this other thing, you know, I still saw she coming at me until I noticed she, you know, start kind of scratching and stuff.
Sure. And
that's when I don't know what happened. She lost her foot, and I'm still like that. And she came at me one more time, you know, and I just did like this with my hand, and I went one more time with the hammer, and I know it hit her somewhere in this area, in the neck or in the back. I don't know. I just closed my eyes, and you know what I mean. And when I saw her, boom, and that's when she finally dropped, and I was just like traumatized, you know. I kind of like, I felt her neck and stuff, you know. I wanted to see if there's still so like maybe call the cops and ask for help, but I knew it was bad. She was bleeding a lot. She started bleeding right away. There was blood everywhere. And that was horrible, you know, because... And then she just dropped after third. I think I hit her two or three times. I'm not sure if it was 2 or 3 times, but I know one was when she lost foot because she was coming with that freaking screwdriver at me. And when she lost the foot, you know, when she lost foot, that was a split chance I had. And I just gave her one more. That's all I had. I just had that weapon of defense, and that's all I had to defend myself to get out of that situation. And, you know, and then I just gave him one more, and I feel horrible about it because, you know, the fucking hammer in somebody's face or, you know, whatever, she was heavy when she fell. I heard, and then I just noticed she started bleeding. And then I was just like panic, you know what I mean? I panic, I'm still panicked. You know what I mean? I'm like totally panicked still, you know, like I can't stop talking to God and like when you saw you guys. And then after that I just like I don't even know, I was so nervous, and I know I'm guilty on that I was so panicked because I never got in trouble in my life. I never got in trouble in my life. Stupid stuff when I was younger, shoplifted one time, and, you know, but never got in trouble like this. I don't even get freaking speeding tickets. You know, my good mom would never get in trouble. So it's like, I'm an immigrant, I'm freaking out, you know, I'm an immigrant, I'm bound. I'm like, this is a white woman, she got killed, and yes, she came at me, and she attacked me, you know, saying she was going to kill me a couple times, you know, and I keep hearing this in my head over and over and over. This is how I can think about it. I kept hearing she say she's going to kill me, and I kept listening to the sound of the hammer when he hit her head, you know. I heard when he hit her head the one or two second time, I don't know what time I heard, but I heard it. My brain was just like not even computing anything. I'm just so freaked out, and I'm like thinking, how did I get in this situation, you know? At one point I told her, please, it's okay, you know, it's like, if you want I can try and do, please, Susan. She's like, you're a fucking liar, you bitch, you cunt, and she blanked. She said it was her fucking inheritance. How dare me and her father. She kept saying like, I'm fucking so angry, you're fucking bitch, you fucking cunt. So I'm like, okay, you know, afterwards I really freak out, and now I have a woman dead, you know, because, you know what I mean, she dropped when she dropped, like after the last time that he never even hitting her was because she was fucking coming at me and with that tool and stuff. I don't know what the hell it was. If it was, I think it was a tiny little screwdriver. All I know is small, skinny and pointy. Afterwards, I was shaking so bad and so nervous. I just gathered everything I could and I tossed everything because, you know, I touched the hammer and I was fighting with her to hit the hammer. All I can think is like, you know, I even though I was defending myself, I killed this woman. How can you forgive yourself for something like that? How can God forgive me for something like that? You know, because now I can think about my family's religions, and, you know, I've never been fanatic or anything, but I believe in the Lord, and how can you forgive yourself for something like that, you know? She also had a life, you know, but I don't know how things got so bad. Like, she also had a life, and I have a life too, and I was trying to preserve my life. So, you know, I didn't mean to lie to you guys, but I'm really freaked out. I'm trying to keep it together, but you keep thinking, does everybody know? You look at everybody and you keep thinking, you know, it was a real bad situation. I don't know, you know, what the consequences is, but I was really scared of my life. I was like defending my life, you know. I have 3 babies. My youngest is just 3 years old. She's just a little baby. I haven't seen my kids in 6 months. Mr. Rhodes did that when he gave me the house. He gave me the house that I love. He knows I don't have anybody. I don't have family here in this country. I don't have anything. I'm an unbearing mother. I have me as the Lord and my babies, and I worked hard. So I didn't scam anybody. He gave me the house. When he gave me the house, that was his way of looking after me. He told me his daughter didn't take care of him. He told me she has her own career. She's a nurse. You know, she did it for herself. This lady had her own stuff going on. He told me she didn't want anything in the house. She didn't even need the house, whatever is left of the house. Because he told me afterwards about the mortgage, the reverse mortgage. So he told me, Susan, don't even need that. Whatever it is, whatever, 10, 15 grand, maybe. I had to pay back. I didn't know. But hey, I was grateful and happy to even have a house for a few months to live. I was cool with that deal that life dealt me. I was cool with that. I didn't expect to keep the house because nobody's keeping this house, you know, detective. Nobody's keeping this house, and that's cool. So I didn't have any problems with that. Neither she, we both knew, you know what I mean, but she had a problem with whatever, when she found out that he left the house in my name. I think that was more of a blow for her. You go.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That was a blow, the last slap in her face. She kept saying, I hate him, I'm so angry at him. you're a fucking cunt. And
She took it on.
She did, and she's like, when that happened, it freaked me out so bad. I mean, I kept thinking just about my kids. My man is, I don't know, 3,000 miles away. I don't have anybody here, you know, and now this woman's gonna fucking kill me in this house. I'm like, I was cornered in that hallway. Whoever was there in the house, you can talk to them, you see. There's like a skinny little hallway. We both big ladies, you know. She's even heavier than me, actually. I don't know if it's because the lady was shorter, but we're probably about the same weight. We both two big ladies, and she cornered me. When somebody's coming at you with a hammer, it just looks like this. I obviously never had that situation. I had, growing up, I had a pretty difficult childhood and abusive, you know, been through really a lot of child trauma, beatings and stuff like that. I had actually guns pointed to my head and stuff like that, so I know what's coming close to death. But when I was little, I didn't have, you know what I mean, so life made me that way, you know, to react fast, and that was one of those instances that you see life flashing before your eyes.
Sure.
It's like I just saw this hammer coming swinging at me at first, and then she kept, when I hit the woman the first time, I might have hit her twice first, I think, just to, and that was horrific enough, because it's a freaking hammer. You hit somebody in the head, feel, you know, like the boom. And I thought that was going to make she stop, and then she grabbed something else, and she's still coming at me, and that's when she made those tiny little injuries, because I was able, you know, strong, I'm able to, you know, put my hands like that. She made this one, you know, and the other ones you saw. So when I did it like that, she kept coming, and I kept fighting. At one point, she lost foot. She's a big woman, and that's when I gave her the last one, and then she dropped it. Afterwards, I want to be honest with you guys. I mean, what you even say, try cover up, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I'm a proud person. I'm an immigrant. I'm freaked out. I'm scared.
Scary position.
I'm scared. You can't tell anybody that you have a woman dead. So I try acting normal. Remember, it's still kind of around noon. You know, so I go to work. You know, I'm like trying to act as normal as I can. I'm like this. You know, my hands were like, I couldn't even talk, like walk, you know what I mean? When you feel like your nerves are all shook, you have a person. And when she dropped like that, I went and I kind of like, you know, touched her and, you know, whatnot, kind of try open her mouth, see if there's even sign of life yet, because then somebody's alive, you can call and explain. But, you know.
Well, if you don't mind, if we can talk about that just a little bit, is that let's talk about the first blow. Where did that happen at in the house?
Upstairs. Everything happened upstairs.
Everything was upstairs. And is that kind of like, because I've seen it from the street, there's like the little awning, and then there's the door back in the back.
Yeah.
Is it that upstairs through that door?
That's the deck part. There's a little dock,
there's like this deck, and then there's a door.
Yep, that's the bedroom. Inside there happened.
Inside there?
Inside there.
Okay,
everything,
so I'm trying to wrap my mind
everything happened right there.
Okay, so
everything happened right there.
Okay, so it was in the bedroom near the stairs?
Near the stairs. Right in a little hallway by a tool bench, there's some tools in a bench and stuff. Most of the confrontation, the fight start near the bed. There's some beads on the floor because we were fighting, you know, trying to get her off me, trying to take the hammer off her. So everything happening right there in that hallway, right there in that area. You know what I mean? I wasn't tunnel vision. I was like, you know what I mean? Like.
Right, yeah. So
everything happened there. Nothing of the fight. Everything happened there, and there's where she unfortunately lost the fight.
I've got a few questions, if that's okay. Is that okay? So she has this tool that looks skinny. She's wheeling at you like this.
I think I don't
even
remember
how long the whole tool was. Do you
the screwdriver?
Yeah.
Or the hammer?
The screwdriver. I'd like to talk about both, but the screwdriver that she's holding going against
you. It was a small one.
How can you show me?
It's a baby one. I don't even know. I don't remember the length.
Does it have a handle on it?
It had a handle, yeah.
Can you describe the handle at all?
I don't know, like plastic, I think. I don't know.
What color?
No, sir. I was like,
okay.
I always thought it was a metal sharp thing. I always thought it was a metal.
How long is the whole thing?
All I know is it's a tiny one, like a knife, like a tiny little.
I mean the whole length of the screwdriver, roughly.
I just saw the metal part. That's all I saw.
Okay.
I saw a metal part, skinny metal part, and it's one of those skinny little ones. You know, it looks like a baby screwdriver.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a
So it feels small
flathead.
and precision.
It's small, precision, small, skinny. That's how I saw.
Do you know if it was round or what shape it was or
I
square?
didn't know. I was like,
That's okay, I gotta ask questions. And
I
you
understand.
know what, if you don't know questions, that's fine.
no, I
don't know.
understand. Even I saw in her hand, because that's why she kept coming at me, and that's why, unfortunately, I had to give a third one,
Yeah.
because this woman's still coming at me. After she lost the hammer, she went for whatever, and that's what she got it. There was a bunch of tools there. There's tools all over
All over the place. So it's just weapon of opportunity in the area.
Yeah, that's what
basically.
happened, yeah.
Yeah.
When we first started fighting, she grabbed the hammer, and then she grabbed that, so.
That tool she has, that skinny precision type screwdriver looking instrument, do you know where that's at?
I tossed everything.
You tossed everything. Okay.
That I'm guilty of.
Okay, that's good. And, you know-
When I freak out, after the fact, like, you know, fast forward, if you're okay with that. After the fact, you know, and I realized I check on
I would
her.
like to get to that
Uh-huh.
here in just a second.
No problem.
If you don't mind, I'm just trying to keep
Completely,
things in
yeah.
order.
No,
I'm trying
no
to keep
problem.
it like, kind of like linear, like,
I
you know what I'm
understand.
saying? So,
My brain's
so
all
that's
over the
okay,
place,
but at
I'm
least I
sorry.
know that I'm not gonna find it there, so.
Even I
okay.
don't know where he is at this point, because I scattered through one here, you know, I went for a drive. After a while, I had to drive all the way to work, and then, so yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. The hammer's gone too. Can you describe that in any detail?
Just a wood hammer, that's all I saw.
About how long was it from the top of it to the bottom of the
I don't
handle?
know, sir. Just a hammer, that's what she had in her hand, and that's what eventually I took from her. Like, when I took from her, it was a hammer. That's a hammer.
Can I get you to try something for me?
Yeah.
And can you try to draw that for me?
Just a hammer, and I'm really bad at drawing anything, but it's a hammer.
Okay, let's do this then.
One of those that's like, you know, the metal and just a hammer.
Can you describe it? Yeah.
Don't look like a heavy-duty, because you're seeing those construction hammers, like, look like a freaking,
Well,
it's not one of
that's what I'm
those.
asking about. Is it a bigger hammer?
Not a
Is it-
small
is
hammer,
it
but a
just
hammer, is that's what you came swinging at me.
It's like a handy tool, right? Like
Yeah.
a toolbox or something like that? I mean, we're not talking like a huge construction hammer.
No,
That's got the graded
no,
front.
no, but it was enough to fuck me up.
No,
If
oh,
you-
yeah,
if
no,
you
no,
hate me.
I'm not denying that at
It
all.
was a hammer.
A hammer's a weapon, no doubt, whether it's small, big, doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get an idea what it like. So, the handle was wood, was it painted wood or just natural wood?
Old
old wood.
wood. That I just remember that, because
So-
afterwards, of course, I took it, you know, obviously that's what I had to defend myself,
Okay.
and of course I tossed it, so I remember looking at the handle, it's an old wood hammer,
Tell me about the head of it.
a solid metal
Okay.
hammer. The head, I don't know, maybe this size,
About that big? Okay.
maybe smaller, just a hammer.
Okay. What's on the back side, the opposite of the head?
That little thing that the hammer has, like a,
It kind of looks like this?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like this, and then you get
Yep.
the head on this side?
Yep,
Okay, so,
and a old wood, just a wood, I think old, just a wood handle, wood. Didn't look like a new hammer, just a hammer that she grabbed, and then eventually I took from her, and that's how I
Sure.
defend myself.
okay, so the hammer, which end were you swinging, do you even know?
No idea. I think was the front. I think was the round
The
part.
round part,
I
you
think.
Like the entire time?
I don't know, sir. Like I
Okay.
say,
Yeah, if you don't know. you
I
don't know.
was
That's
like,
okay.
I didn't knew, obviously, if I knew I was gonna kill somebody, you know, because that obviously wasn't
This
the
wasn't
thing.
planned, right?
No, no,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
Right.
If I even knew that that's what was gonna happen, I mean, when it first happened, like I say, you know, the first time she got hit, the woman got even madder.
Okay.
And that's what freaked me out. She came at me afterwards with that other tool, which got actually even madder.
Sure.
And my brain, you know, I'm not even thinking right at this time. I'm thinking, like, how is that possible? You know, you think
Yeah.
somebody hit and they drop, and then you can make escape.
Sure.
But no, she kept coming. She got even madder. And that was like, then I even noticed that she was even, because she already had to say she was going to kill me. And then she kept saying, I'm going to fucking kill you. So now it's like, there's no getting out of the situation. It's
Okay.
me or her.
Right, yeah, sure.
So at that point, as horrific as it is, I had to hit her when I, you know, when
Right,
she lost
yeah,
her
that final
foot.
hit, yeah.
When
Yeah.
she lost-
stumbled,
when she was like kind of turning like this in a way, and she's still like, like she was gonna come, she's an old fat, fat woman, and she's like, when she turned, she was coming, I just boom, gave it one more, just to make she drop in so I can get the hell out of there.
So where does she fall at?
Right by the stairs, like right by the hallway there. There's this there's the stairs that go downstairs, and there's this tiny little hallway. Okay. Yeah, very narrow, because I remember we both were struggling even to stay there.
Yeah, because it's narrow.
During the whole struggle. I'm kind of a big girl, and she's even bigger than me. Like I said, I don't know if it's because I'm a few inches taller, but but I wasn't a disadvantage. Of course, this woman at first had the hammer coming at me, so it doesn't matter how taller I am. And
does not matter.
They did not matter. You get a blow in the head. That's all it takes. I didn't want to get a blow to my face or to my head.
No.
And then she almost got me at first. So when that happened, it was like, I have to get this hammer off her, and I did it. And I feel horrible about it. I feel like a monster. That's what I'm like really struggling right now. At first, I didn't want to lie to you guys. But it's like, I did the throwing away the evidence. I did it because I was so scared.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if I have rights. I don't know if I have rights.
Yeah, absolutely. So she goes down at this point. Is she face down? Is she face up?
I don't even remember. I think up.
Okay.
I think up because I remember going and touching her face.
So does she stay there inside the house and then you go to work? Is that how it works?
First of all, yes.
Okay.
But it didn't stay that way.
Okay. So if we can just walk through, so you go to work, you're extremely nervous. Along the way, you toss these items.
Oh, yes. Along the way.
Do you know where those were tossed at?
Hour long Highway 101. One here, one there. I didn't toss
out. Is it out the driver window? Passenger window?
Some I tossed through the passenger. Because I didn't want those items with me. There's a dead woman now.
Oh, no,
and I knew the fight took place. Last thing I know is them to catch me with a bunch of this stuff,
Right.
No,
I get it.
I didn't know if she had blood on the screwdriver because she didn't actually, I didn't stop her with that. But I know she swinged that at me a bunch of times. But the hammer definitely, she got hit in the head a couple times or maybe more. So, like at that point, I'm not even computing. I just want to get rid of this stuff.
So, I assume, and I'm just going to fast forward slightly here.
I'm hoping you guys, I hate to say, but at this point I'm like so scared.
Right. So you go to Diamond Point Road, you go to 101, works to the left. How far after making that left are you jettisoning stuff?
A few miles down the road I'm jettisoning stuff.
Is there anything you remember that's nearby when you're throwing this out?
No, actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because, like I said, my memory right now, I gotta remember all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I go to work, right? At first, I go to work, and
what's work again?
The stuff is out there still at the house. Everything's at the house because I was running late that day. Remember, I had a fight with my boyfriend. That's the reason I'm still at home at that point.
Right. You're trying to leave, and now
I'm
you're
supposed to be at work at noon. This is a new job, and my boss was wasn't that happy with me already to begin with because I've been getting work late and stuff. This is a new job. I need this job. This is my livelihood. Like I say, the house is a darn deal. I knew there's nothing to come out of the house. I knew that already.
Or very little.
Or very, very little. If not, even they might even come after us because the house Mr. Rhodes put in my name and my partner's name. My partner doesn't even know that about the house yet, about the reverse mortgage, because that's going to be...
And what's his name again? I forget. I'm sorry.
Clinton.
Clinton.
But he goes by Clint. His name is Clinton. Okay. His name is Clinton. But he goes by Clinton Jones, like me. We have the same last name, even though we're not married. I did that a while ago because you have more chances of even renting something if you have the same last name as the person as when you were married.
Huh.
Yeah, it's very hard in this county here. It's impossible to get anything.
Oh, wow.
So when I met Mr. Rhodes, he was just nothing but a blessing in my life. He was like a father to me.
Yeah.
I loved that man. He was a sweet old little man. He was the closest I ever had of a father figure in my life. He was, so when she was saying those things, I also got offended, and that's why how our fights at first, the verbal fight started. And that's why I went off on her. I told her, you're a terrible daughter. I'm not going to do. So, anyhow, it broke up a fight physically. I got to that. So anyhow, the stuff is out in the house, actually still. I'm trying to just get to work.
You're talking about the will and all that stuff. What's at the house still there?
Everything.
Like what?
the hammer that we got in a fight with, the hammer I took from her, and the hammer eventually hit her.
The hammer's still there?
No, was there.
Oh, was there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because you're at work now.
No,
Your boss is upset.
I go to work. Yeah, my mind, I gotta go to work. But of course, inside, imagine you freaking out. I never ever experienced anything like that in my life. I've seen that people growing up. You know, the town I come from is the hood. Excuse me. You know, gang town. So I've seen that people, but it's different than you see a person that not a criminal, not a, you know, I didn't think she deserved that. I did not think that. It was just a do or die situation.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's different seeing a criminal. You don't feel nothing. So, you know, you got what you deserve, but and then see a human being like that, you know, she wasn't irrational, she was mad, but still I felt horrible about it.
Right.
So my brain is just at 1,000 miles an hour, but I gotta get to work because I also the boss. So I got to work, and I worked for a few hours, but my heart still, you know, like the panic attack, the shock of the whole situation, you know. This woman almost fucking killed me, tried to kill me. We got in a fucking fight. I ended up killing this woman, you know, because I knew by the time I left, I knew, you know, after that blow. So there was not even a point of calling 911, you know. I checked her face, opened her mouth, you know. I was like, please, you know, I started crying. I was like, I'm sorry, you know. I say whatever I had to say. I was like, I'm sorry, you know. I was like, fuck, this is messed up.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, this is fucked. This is messed up.
Yeah.
But the woman, you know, you can see somebody, you know, you can slap them, you know, like a few times. I was like, please wake up. I'm like, please, bitch, wake up. That's what I say, actually, because I was mad at that point, too, you know. I feel mad. I'm like, if I can, bitch, wake up. And it's like, after the third one, I think it was too much for her, you know, because I think it was 3 times. I'm not sure. Like I say, even my memory is still fogged about this whole shit. I didn't know if I hit the woman 2 times. I know 1 or 2 times it was up front because I was trying. And the third one, I know when she lost foot, that's what it was. So anyhow, so I got to work, and I'm still all, like, freaked out, like, you know, shaking, and I barely can concentrate at work. I'm trying to. And after a while, I just went to my boss, and I told her, I was like, I'm sorry, Yolanda, I got to go home. I made some excuses, say that I had a upset stomach or something, because besides of being a wreck, I'm like thinking, there's a dead woman in the house. There's a dead woman in the house. That's how I can think about it. There's a dead woman in the house.
Right.
So I leave work, I don't know. And that's what originally the only mistake, I mean, not the only mistake, even though it's self-defense, but I don't want to, like, say this woman's life wasn't worth it, even though I defend myself, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
But that's one of the main mistakes I made, that I tried to cover it up because I'm freaked out. I'm honestly, sir, I'm freaked out. So
no, I can understand. It's a rough day. It's a lot of stuff at one time.
It was rough. So when I went, my boss was pissed when I asked to go home. I can see she's pissed. I'm like, I'm sorry, Yolanda. I'm sorry about that. Peace out. I gotta go. I knew what I had at home to do. I knew. And how you deal with that? This woman's huge. This woman's bigger than me. So when I go home, she's obviously still there, and there's even a bigger pool of blood now, because I noticed her head bled when, you know, I noticed she bled when the whole fight, you know, we fought for the hammer and but now that shit went down. So at this point, she's still there, obviously, and there's more blood, and now I'm just like, what I do? So first thing I did, I grabbed the hammer, I grabbed the stuff, the wheel, you know, all the stuff had blood in it. All the stuff had blood. The
wheel?
Yeah, there's a wheel, and there's a wheel, and there's what do you call the deed of the house? She had copies.
Oh, okay, I've got it.
That's how the whole fight.
My fault.
No problem. The whole fight broke up over this. The
will and the deed.
The will and the deed. He, besides of making a deal, no problem. Besides of a deed, the deed was afterwards. Mr. Rhodes first made a will for me, just ensuring, because he told me you can live in a house until my passing, and after the passing, the house can be yours. That was his first thing that he told me he wanted to do for me, because he loved me like his own daughter. He wanted to take care of me, but he told me my daughter, it's something not to be wrecked with, and he told me as soon as I die, because he knew, you know, his end was near. He knew he was on his way out, you know, for saying he had double pneumonia prior of dying. He barely could breathe, barely could walk, and he adores me. We sat down with the jewelry together. He was my buddy, you know.
Yeah, I bet that was nice.
He was my buddy. He
That's
used
good,
to
that's
say that I used to call him my hubby, you know, like jokingly, even though it was never anything inappropriate. He was 93 years old. He was very funny. He kept dreaming about those hot Filipino chicks. I'm like, look at you. I'm like, you cannot even breathe, man. I used to tell him that, and he was like, oh, look at this. And I was like, Mr. Rhodes, I'm like, look at that, you silly you. So, you know, for her to even insinuate something like that, I love my man, and I tell everybody I love my man, I love the father of my kids. Now, we've been together 8 years, even though life is hard, but things were looking up. I had a place to stay, it's all good, so I was happy with that. So at one point he told me, I want to put something in writing for you to make sure, because my daughter, as soon as I die, he told me, my daughter's going to come like an eagle, and she's going to kick you out cold on the streets. And actually that wasn't the experience I had. Actually, when he died, she was actually being civil towards me. She even told me she was going to give me 30 days. She told me, so I had no problems with her. I was happy the way things are. Once she goes to wherever she comes from, I think Nevada, then I was going to let her down easy. Like when you dump somebody, I was going to let her down easy.
Right.
From far away, what she's going to do? She's going to be mad, but there's nothing she can do. That wasn't the plan for this woman, but this woman's going through everything. So we just, you know what, hit the fan and went everywhere.
I do.
You know, back to the story, that's why there was a will, separate will, and there's also a deed. Later on, he realized that he's like, no, he's like, there is a house, and it's kind of complicated, the situation of the house. That's when he told me about the reverse mortgage, and he's like, I'm going to just pass for you right now, record in life, so you deal with that afterwards. And I told him, like, okay. You know, it's like I was glad with that. At first, he didn't come about the reverse mortgage at first. At first, I was like, I thought I won the lottery, honestly. You know, it's a nice, even though it's falling apart, but it's a nice house. My man is a veteran. He don't have to pay taxes. You know, I thought maybe this is finally going to be my American dream.
Yeah.
It was short-lived. I realized afterwards, Mr. Rhodes was a sweetheart. He was an angel. He had a heart huge, and he, afterwards, even though he was a reverse mortgage, I'm like, oh, I thought I won the lottery. I was like, it doesn't matter, the bank's going to take the house is nobody's house, even Susan, pathetically, if the house was to be hers, it wasn't going to be hers, and everybody knew, but it might be, maybe, perhaps, might be a 10, 20,000 and equal to. Hey, if I knew that guarantee is mine, I wasn't sweating over her, so we didn't have nothing between me and this woman, nothing.
Yeah. So
that's what it said.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys had a really good relationship until she finds this paperwork.
Absolutely.
Right? So she's...
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So she's out of state, you're talking to her, everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
She comes here, but now she's starting to go through her dad's
She felt betrayed.
Right, because
she felt betrayed.
Dad had passed away, so now she's going through...
She even gave me at one point $700-something. She cashed out me before she came here. That's how much the family and she consider me. They consider... Jeannie loves, as far as I know, likes me a lot. Jeannie has paid a couple of my car payments because for a while I was so dedicated just to take care of Mr. Rhodes that I didn't even work just to take care of this senior. I drove him to work, I picked him up from work, and meanwhile, because he just worked 3 hours a day, see him, so I couldn't even go back home because it's all the way in Diamond Point, so I used to do DoorDash, whatnot, Instacart, until he got off work. Then he got off work, I hurried to Burger King to pick him up, and then I drove him back home. Cook for him, take care of him, clean his house, because downstairs wasn't livable. I clean up everything, and upstairs nobody could touch his house. He was an old man set in his ways.
Yeah.
So the whole family was very grateful to me. She treated me really well.
Right.
She told me, look, I'm not going to throw you off on the streets. And I was cool with that. But in the back of my mind, I know the house.
The day's coming that she's going to find out.
She's going to find out, but I also know the house is mine. So
Right.
whatever is left of the house, which is not going to be much, I know that. My man doesn't know that, but he doesn't need to know that right now. I was dealing with one problem at a time.
Yeah.
Because it was, of course, a blow when I found out about the reverse mortgage back when Mr. Rhodes died. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, that's cool. She's giving me a 30 days timeline, but I'm cool with that. That's generous of her. But in reality, when that timeline comes, that's when I'm going to drop the bomb on her and say, look, Susie, you can tell the bank yes or not, but it doesn't matter. The house is not any of us. He actually gave me the house, but it's not yours. And that was going to be easy, let down easy, smooth. I had a plan already for that. Sort of in my mind, I sort of had like a plan to let her down easily.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing was supposed to be like this.
Right.
So I fast forward, I go to work. when I got to work, I'm like freaking out, so nervous. All I can see is this woman's face on the floor. Because, you know, I saw her face when she fell on the floor. I touched her.
Right.
She's like dead. She's dead. Because now I want to see if there's even a chance of calling for help, you know, even though she, who knows, you know, somebody got hit with a hammer. I didn't even know how many times I hit her. Like I say, it was flight to flight, like, just, you know, in the heat of the moment, you do whatever. It's like a lion's coming at you. In a moment of, like, fear, you do whatever to survive. I was hoping that wasn't my time. That's what I always ask the Lord. I'm like, please, just let me raise my babies. Just let me raise my babies. My babies are 3, 5, and 9. I don't know if you have kids, but that's my feeling. I'm not scared of dying. I've been through death since I was a little girl. My parents abandoned us. You know, and I was raised by a sadist, you know, me, my brother, and my sister. So it's like, since I was a little girl, I've seen death close many times. And, you know, been beat up, been through all, you imagine. You know, I'm from a city that eats you alive. If you survive in my hometown, you survive whatever. So I'm strong, but I have a good heart because I've seen a lot in my life. So I have a good heart and I also have faith in the Lord. You know, I do. I have fear of God and faith in the Lord. So I seen a lot death so many times in my life that this time I knew was the real deal, you know. And it just flashed, my life flashed before my eyes. My kids without a mother, how did I get myself in this situation here, in this predicament? You know, I was thinking about my oldest boy, Ezekiel. He hasn't been formally diagnosed, but the school board, he received special treatment. Everybody knows he's on the spectrum. He's vulnerable, he's naive. So it was like, please, Lord, you know, don't let me die. I need to raise my kids. Just let me live a little bit more. I'm sure I'm not going to live too much. I'm sure. I know that already in my heart. I'm not going to pass like 60, maybe 50, because I have a lot of anxiety. You know, my heart, I have a panic attack, you know. And when it was happening, imagine my hands were shaking. When I finally got the hammer for her, it's like, you know what I mean, my hand was like, you know when somebody shakes uncontrollable, and you know when you can hear your heart beat, I could hear my heart beat.
Adrenaline's going, your heart's pumping.
I was like, when finally the whole fight and everything, and, you know, it was a split moment minute, you know, this is a split second. The whole thing took so fast, I don't even know, but maybe it was 20 minutes, but it felt like an hour, honestly. It was, you know. So when that happened, I went to work, and I tried work for a few hours, and then I'm freaked out, so I asked my boss, Yolanda, if I can go home. I made an excuse, and I couldn't even look her in the eye like I'm saying. I'm like, I know what I have at home. So I told her, please, can I go home, and not feeling well. It was within 2 hours I was there, so she wasn't happy. Maybe less than 2 hours. I don't even know if I was there that day for 2 hours. So when I go home, at first, what did I do? I go upstairs to check on her again, because I'm still in denial, obviously. At this point, I'm still in denial. The woman's still there. She looks even worse, you know, because it has been already maybe 2 hours of that. I noticed even her hand color was changing. You know, and I've seen a lot of people before, so I knew she's dead for sure.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm like, you know, how do you explain that? I don't even know. You know, afterwards, I look it up, you know, because I'm freaking out. As a matter of fact, I even look it up today. You know, I mean, what's going to happen to me? You know what I mean? I was just like, what's going to happen?
A lot of unknowns.
What I'm going to do? I'm an immigrant. I'm not a citizen like you. Citizens have different rights than permanent residents. I'm a permanent resident with 3 babies. No husband, no family. My mom, my dad. I haven't seen my mom, my dad in 8 years. I don't have anybody. I don't have nothing. I don't have anybody.
Oh.
Even my documents I lost a couple of years ago. I lost my deed. I lost all my documents from Brazil. I lost my passport. I lost my green card. Of course, the UICS, whatever it is, the immigration, they know I'm legal in the country.
Yeah.
They have my record, but I don't have even my green card. I cannot even go see my folks. If one of my folks die, I cannot even see them. I don't have nobody, sir. Nobody. But the Lord up above, that I know He loves me, and I know He's going to forgive me for all this mess. But I'm like, what I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like thinking in the movies, you see like the black person and the person of color always gets worse. I'm sorry, no offense. I know there's good cops and bad cops, but we see a lot of stuff like that. This is a white woman, and she's dead now. And I was like, are they fucking believing me? Are they going to believe that this, you know, is what happened? You know what I mean? Are they going to think that I have any reason for this? I don't.
Yeah.
The house is mine.
Yeah.
It's a fact. The
Yeah.
family can jump, get mad, whatever afterwards. That's what I thought. Like, when I finally tell her, I thought the family can be mad all they want, but it's registered with the county auditor. How are they going to do that?
Right.
The man even did a will before.
Yeah, will.
I'll notarize it. The will has
the documentation's
the man,
solid. Yeah.
The man did everything with three witnesses. He did everything the way he was supposed to. Then he came into the courthouse with me and he got the house. So I knew there's nothing. I have no reason, nothing. So, but in my mind, I'm still thinking, this happened. I'm like, this woman's dead. All I see is a woman who's turning purple in front of me now, afterwards. So I went back to the house, and that's when I gathered the stuff. I remember I got all the stuff, and oh gosh, my train of thought, I didn't even know what I was thinking, honestly, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, you're panicking, right?
I was panicking.
Yeah, no, I
She had her rental car in front. And in my train of thought, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just dump her car somewhere. I'm like thinking, maybe, hopefully, they're gonna think this is just a break-in, because obviously there's no moving this woman. This is a big woman. I mean, moving somewhere, or, you know, of course, I don't want to say that, but I'm thinking there's a body here.
Yes.
There is a freaking body here, and it's
Somebody's
evident.
coming, looking. Yeah.
Oh, there's a body, yeah. Her family's coming looking, you know. I could hear her phone ringing. I know.
Panicking, even go up even more with the phone ringing. I'm sure the
Yeah.
anxiety level goes.
Yeah. And I'm like, at this point, I'm
What are
like,
you thinking when the phone's ringing?
panic, just like, this woman's here, and she ain't going nowhere. She's huge. You know, a dead body don't move. It's dead body. It's a dead body, solid, so she's there. So I'm not an evil person. I would never, like, you know, you see stuff that people hacking somebody. That's not me.
Right.
I'm already, like, I took all I could take.
Right.
I had to defend this woman of me. I had to hit her in the head. This woman died. I told you, like, when I heard the hammer, that freaking traumatized me so bad.
Oh, I bet.
You know, when I hit her, when she first, you know, when finally, you know, all the drum, all the adrenaline, you know, like, you know, when I finally got the best, and, you know, at one point when I hit her the first, I don't know if it was the first, the second, or third time, but there was one point I heard the skull, the noise. That's going to live with me for the rest of my life. You know, it will live with me for the rest of my life. And I can only hope that the Lord will forgive me for that. I can only hope. But I don't know if He will, but I can only hope He will, because I already got on my knees this morning. There was a Bible in the hotel room, and I got the Bible, and I read Psalms, and I told Lord, sorry, you know, I took somebody's life. I took somebody's life. Are you going to forgive me? The Bible says the Lord forgave the thief on a cross in his last moment. And I know in a situation that I really didn't see a way out. I didn't see a way out. But I still, you know what I mean? Somebody's died. Somebody's freaking died. How you explain that? So after the fact, that's when I was like, is it they hopefully gonna believe it's somebody else broke in? I didn't want to blame anybody, because I don't know anybody either. But I'm like thinking, please, like, you know, please, I know my fingerprints are all over the house because I live there. That's to begin with. I live there. It's everywhere.
Of course.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Cleaning
you're
products.
cleaning, picking up
A lot of the products she took good from under the kitchen sink where the products are. Some she bought, some she got it. So garbage bags and stuff. My prints are everywhere, and I'm not even in Culver. I didn't even knew what I was doing when it happened, so there was no covering up at that point. It just happened. After the fact, I grabbed the hammer, I got the little screwdriver thing, I got the papers, you know, everything was, you know, had driplets of blood, you know, I mean, from she dripping her head, so I noticed some had some drops of blood, so I grabbed everything. The papers I cut in tiny, minuscule pieces.
Tell me why you took the papers.
I don't know, I was just freaking out.
Why are you tearing it up?
I don't know, there was blood drops, I don't even know.
Oh, there's actually blood on the document.
It dropped, yeah, because when she...
Because she's waving that thing around?
No, it was on the floor at one point during the struggle. I think it fell on the floor. But when her head started bleeding, you know, because there was the second blow was first, just to fend her off of me.
Right.
But I didn't see, obviously, when the blood started dripping.
Was
But
she bleeding from those first 2 hits?
I didn't notice, honestly,
okay.
sir. I didn't notice.
Okay.
Afterwards, I noticed when she was on the floor, already saw indentation in her forehead.
Okay.
I saw afterwards, but you know, in the heat of the moment, you don't even pay attention
Thanks
to
for
anything.
clearing that up for me. Okay, so it's more about the documents. The document, it has nothing to do
Yeah,
with the document
I
itself.
didn't even know. No, the documents.
It's just about the blood.
After the fact, I saw the documents and they had little like drops.
Like blood drops.
Maybe a drop, maybe 2 drops, a drop of blood.
But enough to get your attention. You're like, whoa, this isn't good.
Yeah, I was just trying to pick up anything related to me, anything that was linked to me. I don't even know what my thought process was, to be honest with you.
Right, because let's go back, right? The phone's ringing. This one
I
that
took
can't
her
be moved.
purse and I thought
Thankfully, you made the decision. We're not going to hack her up, so that's good.
No. Honestly,
but what do you do because she's here and you can't move her?
Honestly, this is gruesome. Yeah, I was like, this is not me. That psychologically was beyond of what I could take. You know,
Right.
just the fact to take a life that was all like, you know what I mean? Even that fact, I cannot even believe that. It's like I told you, it's like I was in a movie.
Yeah.
It's like you in a movie, but at the same time, I knew it was me. It's her, me, or her or me,
Yes.
something like that.
I understand that.
It's like at that point, I don't even know, you know. It was real enough when you hate somebody, you know, who is mad like a freaking animal, and you hate them, you hear that noise. It's like, that was like surreal. So now go and dispose her body, no. But I had to try to do some cover up, so that's what I did. I grabbed all the stuff, and that's when I went for the second drive. And when I went to the second drive,
whose vehicle is this?
Her vehicle. She had a rental, GMC, I think blue, I don't know, green or blue, I don't know. But it was parked there. So that's when my I tried cover up, and that I'm guilty of, that I'm not going to lie to you guys. I want to be honest about everything.
Well, I appreciate it, and I think you're being...
And I'm ready to face the consequence for that. You know, I hope, you know, the law, I hope they have mercy of me. I never got in trouble in my life. I hope they have mercy, but I got to face the dance. You know, I did, you know what I mean? I defend myself, and I did cover up the evidence because I was scared. I was really scared.
Of course you're scared. Yeah, it was a bad scenario to be in. So...
My babies are away. My family's away. I haven't seen my kids in a while. I'm, like, scared.
Do you know who she rented the car from?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
So you get in the car.
But I'm sure all the information in her purse. In her purse, I sort of know where it is.
Okay, perfect.
I might know where it is. Because I tossed by near where the car is.
Okay. So, but I was a little unclear about, so you got the hammer, you got the screwdriver type object, you took documents because they had blood on it, you got them into the car. Were they in anything, or did you just carry them out and put them in the front seat? I mean, I don't know.
I put in a double bag. I put everything first in a double bag.
What kind of bag?
Like one of those heavy-duty black bags.
Oh, okay. Okay. So a full-size bag?
So, yeah, and I double bag to make sure because I'm scared,
Yeah, of course.
I don't want anything transferring anywhere. So
leaking out.
At this point is the only time that I'm honestly doing any... trying to compose myself because I'm actually thinking now I'm scared. Excuse me the word for lack of a word.
Use whatever word you want.
The shit went down at this point. I'm like, I have a hammer and there's this other tool that she had eventually of course, you know how the outcome, what happened, but now there's the stuff, there's the paper. So after my boss released me and I went home, I just grabbed that stuff, and it's all at once. There was not much of a planning whatsoever because I didn't ever imagine that was going to be my day that day, right? I didn't even imagine that was going to be my freaking day.
Right.
So when I go home, this is my one chance to get rid of all this crap. So I get that stuff, and at the same one glance, at the same time, I grab her purse. I was going to just first take her wallet and toss to make it look like somebody robbed her because I'm scared,
Right, you're panicking.
But
then
then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take the whole purse and just toss somewhere, and that's what I did. I grabbed her whole purse, and I noticed that inside the purse she had the car key for her car, and that's another thing I'm thinking I'm going to have to park somewhere and just make it look like that, I don't know, she got a ride with somebody.
Something
happened.
Like other than you at this point, right?
Something happened.
Please go look for this other person.
Something. I felt horrible.
What did the purse look like? Do you remember?
Who?
Her purse.
Oh, I think black.
Black? Was it? What material was it made out of? Do you remember?
Sort of like fake leather, like that.
Oh, yeah, this is
think
definitely fake leather. I got this at a cop conference, so it's definitely fake. They're not giving me real stuff.
It's nice. Thank you for making me laugh, but it's nice. But I think it was like a fake leather kind of black purse.
Yeah.
And the wallet I remember because I just grabbed, at first I was going to take the wallet and toss because it looks like a robbery, I guess. I mean, at this point, sir, I didn't even know what I was thinking. I was thinking, muerta, a mulher, she's dead.
Yeah.
Dead. The person is turning as purple as we speak, she's dead. So at this point, I'm not even thinking. I'm thinking, they're going to think somebody robbed her. What if they robbed somebody, what they're going to take? Her purse. They took her purse.
Perfect.
So I took her purse. First I grabbed the wallet, I was just going to toss the wallet. And then I thought, like, no, I need the car key to take this car out of here. So I was like, I'm going to take her whole purse and take the car and drop somewhere, throw everything out, and that's what I did. I just used my jacket.
Do you know where that happened there?
The car I left there's a little turnout, a little trail parking thing as soon you get to Discovery Bay, I left the car there. Now the car fob, I tossed somewhere along the highway. So that's the thing. First I parked the car there.
Her car?
Yeah.
So where's that at again? I'm confused.
It's by there's a little rest area.
Okay.
No, sorry, I'm sorry. Freaking stupid. Like I'm saying, my brain's all over the place.
Oh, it's okay. Take your time.
It's a lot.
Water. It's been a bit.
It's a lot.
Take some water.
Hey.
This is because
I'm sorry, and
really
I'm laughing. I'm not laughing, but I'm smiling at a nervousness. It's like my nerves. I'm like nervous.
Yeah. I may have to take a water break at some point. And you're doing
No,
most
I'll
of the
do that.
talking.
I'll talk and I won't even breathe. And my mom, my family say breathe, and I'm like.
That's kind of why I kind of interjected there, because I'm like, I'm getting thirsty and you're doing most of the talking, so I'm like, I totally get it. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, take a minute and back up, and let's talk about where her car's at and where her purse is.
So first I went and I took the car for a spin all the way down, Highway 101, like towards, like as if you go towards the casino, towards the Longhouse.
Sure, so you're heading towards Sequim.
Yeah, and the cars are coming, it's daytime, so I got to be careful somebody don't see me tossing anything out of the window. But that's what I did at one point. I just tossed one,
What did you toss first?
The hammer.
The hammer?
Yeah, kind of, you pretend you pull to the side and you pretend you just la-di-da, and you got to pay attention because people, they're going to think you're littering and they call the cops or Jesus Lord.
Yeah, you're like, please God, let me just litter, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
littering would be very low level.
Oh, yeah, at this point, so exactly.
But you don't want to get called for littering either because now you got the evidence.
A cop catches me with a bloody hammer, like how you even explain that, so that's unfortunately, obviously, never again, Jesus, not obviously, but normally I would never throw something like that, but I was panicked.
So the hammer goes first.
Hammer, toss as hard as I could in a high, it was like out, was on the side of the road, but one of those, the bushes that has the needles, I just tossed as hard as I could.
Were you out of the car or in the car?
In a car, so I just rolled the passenger side and tossed.
So you threw it up the passenger window as hard as you could?
Yeah, I because I had to watch for
big
people.
bushes.
Big bushes.
So how far is that? So once you make so let's say, we'll do this. So this is you coming up, and this is 101. And you'd make the right to head to the casino. How far this way were you down before you stopped and pulled over and threw it out?
It was around back, maybe a little bit after Backvar Road, Backvar Farm.
Oh, the farm that's on the left got the chicken?
Yeah, yeah. But
I mean, that's a landmark.
But it was, yeah. And I remember the Backvar Farm, but it was all I wasn't on the left. you know, I wasn't going towards Diamond Point, so it was as if I'm
You're
going
going to Sequim.
as if I'm going to Sequim.
So did you go past the Beckavard farm and the chicken, or were you before it?
I think I passed. I think I remember seeing the back of our
Because
farm.
it goes and kind of turns.
I think I saw the back of our chicken and back of our, you know.
Is there a lot of blood on the hammer, or a little bit?
I honestly don't remember.
That's
It
okay.
was some for sure because, you know,
There's going to be some.
I hit her, unfortunately, eventually, ultimately.
We pull over near Beckavard, we're heading towards Sequim, we're in the westbound lane,
Yeah.
and
So,
you wing it out.
yeah, I
after you
winged
don't
this
see
one
anybody.
first.
It's
No, gone. So, went.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, now I still have this
The
other
screwdriver
thing.
thing.
This other thing. I had that other thing, and I was like, this is next. I mean, if I toss a hammer, that's gonna go smoother. It's smaller. So same thing, you know, drive a little bit more. I see a good spot to turn off, and that's what I do. I turn off, and I just keep there, like putting my makeup, and you know, just trying to be as normal as I can, just being there, and then another one just going.
So did that go out the passenger window too, or that driver's side?
It was out the window, passenger window as well.
So everything's going to passenger window at this
Everything,
point? Okay.
everything.
So, where was this at? Is there a landmark near where that was?
I don't remember. That was no landmark. It was actually, there's a construction going, and it was somewhere
Okay. So is
there.
it, so I guess I'm saying is it before the casino or after the casino?
This one was right by there is like a bridge, and there is like a construction going on in that area.
Okay.
There is like a bridge, and there is like a construction.
That's before the casino.
I think so.
So you pass the longhouse, there's the little bridge you
I
cross?
think so.
Because that's Jimmy Come Lately Creek?
Yeah, and then I swing that thing somewhere there.
So were you at the casino though?
No, I didn't think I had reached the casino.
So you know where the bridge is at?
Uh-huh.
How far past the bridge are we talking?
It was around that area there. That's all I remember. I'm sorry. The exact point, that's what I'm saying. That's going to be hard to find. Now, the purse, I know exactly where it is.
Okay, cool.
Because the purse, I remember.
We got one more thing.
I just want to get rid of that purse so bad, and I was right at the trail, because that's the thing. When at some point, after I tossed all that stuff, I went back and I parked the car there, and I still have this purse.
We have one more thing to talk about. Because, correct me if I'm wrong,
No,
I could
no problem.
be wrong. So we've got rid of the hammer, we've got rid of the weapon that she had, and now there's the torn up documents with 2 blood drops on it. Where's that at?
I scatter on the highway little by little.
It's all over the highway? So when
Little
did
by
that happen?
tiny little pieces, and I scattered them everywhere when I was driving through the window side.
So was that after we got rid of the hammer and got rid of the screwdriver?
It was after, I was
And
after.
are you still heading west towards Sequim?
Yeah, I went all the way actually to the casino, and I chilled there for a while because I was so nervous.
So did you get rid of the torn up?
I actually went to the casino twice that day because, it was just a place to go and just try get my thoughts together. So I actually went and I sat down and, just killed some time there. I didn't know what to do.
But the little paperwork after the screwdriver, was that, so we get rid of the screwdriver and then it's the paper is strewn along the highway?
Strung along.
And that's out the driver window, just pieces?
Through the driver window.
So the bag or something's here and you're just kind of reaching in and throwing stuff out?
Yeah.
And are you still heading towards Sequim or is this before the casino?
I'm still heading towards the Sequim.
Okay, so how far down that way did you go before coming back to the casino?
How far did I wait after the casino? Or
Yeah, so we've got rid of the hammer, we've got rid of the screwdriver, we've got pieces of the wheel and everything that you're throwing out the window.
Oh, no, but
How far did you go down?
no, that's the thing. After I got rid of all that stuff, that's how my brain wasn't even right yet. I had to drive the car back to the Discovery little rest there. I parked the car there, and and I was really careful, because at this point it's the only planning, the only thing that obviously I had to plan, because obviously I didn't plan on this, but the getting rid of that evidence, unfortunately I did, because I was just so scared. So, because obviously none of this was planned before. Unfortunately, her death wasn't planned. But the afterwards, because now I got to get rid of that. So I was really careful not to touch the wheel, because of course I don't want to be linked to none of that. So I had this long gray sweatshirt that I have that's actually my man's kind of oversized, so I put over my hands not to touch. Because that's the little bit I know about any of this that you guys look for, obviously, fingerprint. I don't know any CSI, I don't know none of that, but I know you guys look for fingerprints, obviously. Obviously, so I was like, I didn't want to leave my fingerprints on it. So after I tossed everything, I parked the car there. And at this point, I'm not even thinking, right, man, I don't know if they have cameras there. I don't know. I'm, like, so scared.
Yeah,
Imagine after you see somebody died. I'm not even thinking right. And I think that's actually is a good thing because I think that's actually how you guys catch the real bad guys. Because I guess that's, even though I know I'm not a bad person, I know that it was just something that unfortunately happened to me. But that's how you guys catch the real bad guys, because they also probably go through the same stuff and they don't. And I honestly, I didn't even think about if there was cameras in that parking place. I want to get rid of that car because I'm thinking, hopefully they're going to think it was a home invasion, she got killed. And this is breaking my heart because, I know that unfortunately what happened between us. But at this point, man, it's like I have a life too, and she was trying to take, it really was my assumption that I was going to die. And at this point, I'm just like, please, Lord, whatever the consequences of this situation is, please just, let me, they have some justice here. Hopefully we can explain this. But if not, hopefully, they're going to have some leniency. I never got in trouble with my life, never. So I left the car there, and then you know what I did? Then I walked all the way from the Diamond Point until the casino, and then somewhere around that way, I tossed the key fob. That one, I really don't know where it is, because I was
You know what side of the road it was on?
On the right side, because they always say you have...
So the water side, not the mountain side? So north toward Canada?
Yeah. They always say you have to walk. Well, at first I was walking in that side, the other side, and I noticed people were honking, and it was kind of like almost annoying me because, my adrenaline is always like that.
Yeah, your anxiety.
And now a jerk comes in like, damn. So I'm like,
yeah, like, you don't know what kind of day I'm having, man.
No, they didn't know what day I'm having. So at this point, I'm like, is it what's going on? Do they caught me already? Because, you know what I mean? I'm like thinking like, even though I know I didn't purposely kill this woman, I knew that, but I know this woman's dead.
Yes.
But now that person, I know I did, unfortunately. So at this point, I'm like, do they caught me already? That's how fast this is going to be a wrap. And I'm glad, I'm like, no, because that was eating on me, but at the same time, I'm like, Lord, I'm just trying to get rid of this key fob, rid of this stuff. So I was like, why they keep honking? Am I on the wrong side of the road? So I crossed the street. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, they honking to let me know that you're not supposed to walk on the same way.
Is it dark now?
No, it was around maybe 4, maybe 5. It was late because by the time I got home it was 3-something. By the time I got rid of all that stuff, then I went back to that little spot and I parked the car. Now I still have the freaking key fob in my hand. I already had got rid of everything, the bags, everything.
Everything is
gone.
But where'd the bags go? That's a good question.
I tossed to. I was somewhere in the woods to. I would drive a little bit, park in one place, and
you didn't remember?
No,
okay.
Right from there. No.
That's okay.
Everything.
So you're
that was my idea to toss. Few miles one here, few miles one there. Even I didn't want to remember because you know what I mean. I never. It's like I'm freaked out at this point. You know what I mean? I'm freaked out. I'm not thinking right. I'm just wanting to get rid of all this stuff. Just at this point, I'm hoping, honestly, that you guys will think that was a break-in because, you guys don't know about this fight. You guys don't know. To begin with, it's a crazy story because it's like scary. I thought I was in a movie. Okay. I'm thinking I'm in a movie at this point.
Okay. So what happened? So you parked the car.
So I parked the car.
You have the keys.
I have the keys.
Where's the purse?
Oh, the purse too. That was before the key. I actually tossed the purse. The purse is right by where the car. You guys found the car. I don't know if you know where the car was, but where you guys found the car, there's a little trail that goes up there, and on the right side there's some bushes. I sort of know more or less of the items. That's the only one that more or less I know where it is.
Okay. Can you describe the stuff in the purse? Do you know what's in there?
I just saw a wallet.
Do you know what that looks like?
Gray. Light gray.
Light gray?
Light gray and kind of cute.
Is it cheap leather too?
Kind of looks bougie, but it's a cute little wallet. Yeah, it was a cute little wallet. And, obviously don't want anything from her wallet. I just want to make look like a freaking somebody took her shit, you know.
Yeah.
I was even going to put the phone at one point.
But you didn't take anything out of there at all?
No.
Okay.
No. Everything that's there isn't there.
Except for the keys that you have.
The keys.
Now you have. So now
I didn't take, I'm not a thief. I didn't want to take her stuff. You know, honestly, but I thought about it because that would look even more like a robbery, but then just like toss the money somewhere just to make like a robbery. But I thought like, no, I'm just going to take her purse and toss somewhere else.
Right.
Because, you know, just toss somewhere else. You know, I didn't have the heart to do that. Because this stuff was just freaky to begin with. I just want to really stage look like that was a robbery. So that's what I thought you guys would think.
So you put the purse there. Do you walk down the trail and then get on the highway?
Yep. So I throw the purse in this little bush, like a little bit off the trail. I sort of know where it is. I'm not complete. But this is, of the items, is the only one I can honestly lie to you guys. The hammer, all that stuff, my brain, the hammer I know was a little bit more or less on the right side, maybe after or before, I'm not sure if after the back of ours, in that area. The other one was a little bit further down, and the other one, by the construction, the other first object, and the bags and stuff was all scattered too. The documents I did so many tiny pieces. I would toss some here on the highway, then I would go another mile. It was like a full hand of paper in my hand.
Yep. Until it's all gone. Where did you turn around though after you got rid of it?
So at one point I turned around somewhere. In a highway. I went back to that spot. I parked the car there, and I still have the key fob and her purse. Yep. Her purse was actually wrapped on a shirt of mine, a blue shirt, and there was a little dress that I had that I wrapped up her purse and my stuff because I didn't want her purse to be recognized. I don't know.
Yeah, so somebody would see it.
At this point, I don't even know what I'm thinking. So I had all this time, this purse and this thing, and when I got to this part of the trail after I dumped the car, left the car there, I just tossed her purse on the side of the bushes. And then I kept walking all the way from Diamond Point, all the way on foot to the casino. And I went all the way, I don't know, it was quite a bit, it was like 5-6 miles, it was quite a bit on foot.
Wow,
and I did it.
That's a long way.
I went all the way on foot there, and somewhere along the way, I tossed the key fob to some deep, as far as I could, into some deep high bushes with sticky needles. Gone. When also looked one side to the other, nobody.
Do you know if that was past back of our before it, the key fob? Do you remember anything in that?
It was a little bit before, I believe, because I had to go walking all the way up there. I walked all the way.
I pulled over here like earlier.
It was somewhere there too. All I wanted to toss as far as I could. I wasn't even thinking about the bushes being tall. I wasn't thinking about being tall or being hard for you guys to retrieve. It was just a place that nobody saw, that I just needed gone. If it's in the water, I don't care if it's just gone, be gone.
I get it.
So after that, I walked all the way by my foot to the casino because I used to work there, and I know they have a bus station there.
Did anybody try to give you a ride or anything?
No, I wasn't even.
Not one person?
I didn't ask.
But did anybody pull over or anything?
No, nobody did.
Nobody gave like, hey, you broke down?
Nobody gave us rides.
Brutal.
Brutal. Nobody does. I do actually. That's how I met Mr. Rhodes, actually.
You gave him a ride when he's walking? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he was a sweet old little 93-year-old man.
Oh,
he was broke down, like, 4 months or so ago, and maybe more, on the side of the road. And I used to do DoorDash and Instacart, and I was driving, and I saw him on the side of the road. And, I mean, this man is a 93-year-old. He's not a rapist. Come on, have a heart. Yeah. So I was like, I drove by.
He's no threat, right?
No, I drove by, and I'm doing DoorDash back then, because I was actually changing jobs, was after I stopped working for the casino, I used to do housekeeping there.
Oh, cool.
So I know in my heart you never should pick up a hitchhiker,
How long did you do the cleaning at the casino for?
Before I worked for them for like almost 3 years, and a casino.
At 7-seaters?
At 7-seaters. Then I went to Florida with my man, and because I had my daughter in 2020, my last baby, because I'm already old, I'm 44. So my daughter, I had her at 41. So we went to Florida for a while because, we lost the house we used to live. So we went to Florida, where my family is now. So, and then when I came back, at one point, me and my man got in a fight. I came back to Washington State in 2021, just me and my daughter. And when I came back, they hired me like that again on housekeeping, you know, because I always did a good job there, and everybody knows me there. So yeah, we're there all together like 3.5 years. And I just prior to meet Mr. Rhodes, I was working there.
I bet you know my son.
Who is it?
Isaiah. Worked the front desk.
Oh yeah.
Did night audit.
Oh yeah. He's nice. Nice. How old is he? He's
in his 20s.
He's in his. I got you like about my age then, like 44, 40. You don't look
I'm
like.
a little older than you are.
Really?
That's okay. Yeah.
You don't look. No, you look like maybe 44, maybe 40. With honesty, with all the respect.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, so that's my long story. I'm so sorry. I'm very ADHD, whatever they say.
Okay, we can bring it back. It's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. And I'm laughing also.
You can.
You are a nice guy, and I'm sorry if I mean to laugh. Like I say, I laugh at the most inappropriate times. I lost my laugh too, but also you are a nice guy. And actually, to be honest with you, all the cops were really, really nice, even though I'm terrified of cops. But all the cops in this department were really nice and humane. Even the day I pulled up to the house, there was one with this really nice English accent. He was so nice. All of them were really nice. But I'm still terrified. You know, that's not something you can come forward and. I mean, what's the word? Confess?
Yeah.
Confess. But I want to confess because I'm not a liar. I cannot even.
Yeah, you've been very honest from everything that I know.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
So.
I told just my man. The only person I told before you guys was my man because he's my man. It's the love of my life. I love him, and I didn't want to lie to him. And he kept saying it must be something really serious for them to go. Don't let you go in the house. And I had to tell him. I was like, baby, I don't want you to think I'm an evil person because I'm not. I'm like, I want you to know the truth. And as soon as I told him, and he's
what
like.
What did you tell him?
I told him the truth, that's what happened.
Oh, how did he take that?
He was silent for a while. He already knew it was something bad, but I had him know that this happened, and he think that I did something like freaking cold-blooded, be a psychopath and bludgeon somebody like that. Yeah. So I told him, I'm like, baby, look, those woman was difficult, and she, you know, it was an ugly, ugly, ugly fight and struggle, you know, and I really legit, I was scared of my life, like it was me or her, you know, I have a life, she has a life, but I have a life too, so it's like, you know, I don't even know where that freaking hammer came from, but it was the only stuff there that I had to defend myself at that moment, you know, after, you know, so it's like he was so freaky.
So how did that conversation end with Clallam?
Well, we were talking at one point, and he told me, I don't have nothing to do with this, which obviously he doesn't, because obviously, you know, and he's like, I don't want to be involved. Now you involved me because now you confess to me, and that's what he told me, you know. He's a good dad. He's the one that's taking care of our kids now, of our children. Yeah. So he told me, now you involve our family, involve our children. He's like, you got to do the right thing, and you got to talk to the cops. And I told him, well, I'm a woman of color, I don't have money, I'm of color, I'm not a citizen like you, do I even have any rights? I told him like,
yeah, you're legally here. Trust me, I've done the checking.
I told him, I'm like,
you're legally here.
I was scared. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm like, baby, what do I do? Yeah, prior, like a few years ago, I even renewed my green card, and I never got to get the copy, but because that's my plan, was my plan, you know.
But how did it end? I mean, what was the last thing?
He told me that I had to talk to you guys. He's the one that really pushed me because I still was scared to come talk to you guys. I mean, I'm terrified. I'm thinking, when they came yesterday and got my car, that's like, now I know that, I mean, I never done anything like this in my life. I didn't plan this. It's not something that was planned.
Getting real now when they come get your car,
right? Oh,
they
got my car. They took my purse. I don't have a penny to my name. I cannot even use my money because I got this phone here.
Where's your purse at?
It's in the car.
Oh, the purse is in the car. Well, good news is I know where that's at.
My purse is in the car. All my money is in the car. I don't have money not even to buy a bus pass. Not even a bus pass.
Oh,
yesterday, I was going to ask them to sleep in the laundry room where I work. I don't have where to go. I don't have a house. The first night when the situation happened, you know, the crime scene, of course, that's what it is. And that I'm very worried about my cat. My cat's there in the house. My cat, I don't know if nobody fed my cat. you know, his name is George, and he's there in the house.
Somebody did mention a cat, and typically if we see an animal there, we do try to secure it, we do try to feed the animal and try to find somebody.
You guys, yeah, he has
So we're not
there.
heartless, and we've had to do that before in several places where we just don't know who it is, and we finally get a
Yeah,
hold of
it's my
somebody.
cat,
Hey, can
it's my
somebody-
baby, he's...
Yeah, can somebody please come get the cat?
The
So-
cat is innocent.
Yeah.
I'm innocent.
Yeah, we're not heartless when it comes to this kind of thing, so.
I know. I don't want to say I'm guilty, but unfortunately, the situation.
It's a bad scenario, yeah. So I think we got to the point where we're at you park the car.
Yeah.
You drop off the purse, you take nothing from it.
No.
The only thing you have is the keys with you. You throw the
Yeah.
keys out.
Yeah.
Somewhere around like back of our farm.
So eventually I get to the casino.
You walk to the casino.
All the way to the
Nobody
casino.
gives you a ride.
Oh, no.
So tell me about what
Nothing.
happens once you arrive at the
As
casino.
soon as I get to the casino, of course, by the time I walk 5 miles or so, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, so I just sat down there, and I'm like, kill some time, pretend to play some machine, I'm just like,
So you're not even playing?
Huh?
So you don't have any money to play? You're not
I have like
playing
some change in my pockets. I always have some change.
Okay.
Not right now, obviously, but I had like, I don't know, $10 or something like
Okay.
that. So I just, just really like just trying to sit down and just even grasp the situation. I'm
Anything
still,
to drink after walking for?
Yeah, I got a
miles?
soda.
Where'd you get that at?
Napoli.
Napoli.
And
Yeah.
I think I even ate a salad. Tried to take a few bites. The food was like I was having a hard time even. Something go
Yeah,
down after
things
that.
are crazy.
Oh yeah, after that go down. But of course I was hungry. This is like by
You just walked like
four,
miles.
oh yeah,
too.
this is like easily 5 o'clock. By then, I hasn't had any meal in a day all
Probably like
day.
people are honking at you. They're scared. You're walking on the side.
Oh
of the
yeah, and I
road.
haven't had any meal all day. And even though it's hard to even eat with a situation like that, somebody died. Even though this ugly scenario went between us, and I was really, scared. But I know somebody died. So how you even eat, how you even get appetite. Every time I eat, I feel guilt. Even right now, every time I eat, I think of her. Every time I eat, everything. I think of her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wasn't a pleasant lady, she was, I'm sure people will assure you that, but also she had a life too, and it's like we both have lives. And
Extremely bad scenario would be.
it was my life, but it was her life too,
Yeah.
and I really was in a situation that I didn't have a chance.
It wasn't the best
We
scenario.
both didn't have you know what I mean? I reacted on fear of my life, and, it was horrible. So I sat down and I tried to take a couple bites of my salad, and I'm just honestly trying to kill time. And I got a Diet Pepsi. So I killed some time, but honestly I'm just killing time because I know the bus is coming. I used to, because I used to work there.
No bus route.
That's the whole reason that I don't want to walk again 6 miles back. I
Done
know,
doing that,
I
yeah.
know that, so I'm sorry. Thanks for lighting the mood. I don't want to walk back.
No, it makes sense though. Now it makes sense. That's why
Physically
you're
is
there.
all I could take, honestly, humanly.
Emotionally too, I have to
Emotionally,
imagine.
physically,
Yeah.
exactly. At this point, I'm like hanging by a thread, emotionally, everything. Heartbreak of all the situation, heartbroken, talking to God the whole time, looking scared, terrified, confused, horrified, check all the boxes.
Yeah.
So, like I say, even the food cannot go down.
Yeah.
So I sat there and I kind of sort of ate some bites of my salad, and but I'm thinking about the bus. So I look on my phone at the schedule for the number 52 that I'm on point. That's the bus that goes back to I still have my shirt, my dress, and my shirts that the person wore previously wrapped around. So I catch the bus.
Oh, so you're carrying that with you?
Yeah, I have my shirt and I have the dress. And some point when the driver wasn't looking, I'm like, poof, through to the side. I was
it's on the bus still?
It's on the bus.
It's
Somebody
just
found it.
cycling around?
Somebody
Oh.
found it on
So
Clallam
some
County.
transit, they're going, what?
They're
the
gonna
heck
find
is
it. It's a little dress with a houndstooth,
print.
a print, houndstooth print, black and white.
Oh, I was going to say, what
Black
color
and
house
white. Yeah, I know because I hate that dress. It's ugly. So, and there is a shirt just like this. It's just
Navy blue
this
color?
same shirt here. I have a bunch of
Is
extras.
it a work shirt or just extra?
It's a work shirt, but I have extras, a bunch of extras. The boss always gives to us, so I had her purse at one point wrapped on that, but the purse went first, and I still have the stuff. But when the bus driver, he was talking to another fella, I noticed, and there was nobody else on the bus, so when they were looking, I was like, boop,
So where were you sitting on the bus?
on gosh, I'm sorry, I know, no planning, no nothing. I mean, never done, obviously,
planning on
never
the bus,
done anything like that in my life. So at this point, I'm just trying to get rid of all the evidence, and I know this is against the law, but I wasn't really thinking right. I'm just...
No, I get that. But where were you at on the bus, though? Were you up front, in the middle, in the back?
In the middle, on the right side, on the middle. There's like some seats that you see here on the middle, yeah.
Okay.
And I just tossed the shirt and the dress there there's a little exit by the back, and there's an exit up front. So I'm like in the middle, kind of towards the exit in the back. So when they were just talking, I was just like, toss the shirt and because I know I have a bunch of those extras anyway, I tossed the dress too, just because I touched it. And at that point, I'm not even thinking right. There's obviously no blood, no nothing on the clothes, obviously. Okay. But at this point, I'm just like, I touched that, it must go. I don't want anybody seeing me with anything, to anything. I just wanna. Honestly, I kept closing my eyes and thinking, is this a nightmare? This really happened. This is all these events.
What about the sweatshirt? Was it gray?
My sweatshirt?
Yeah, the one you had like this driving with?
Yep. That one is I think is in a car, but I actually, I think it's in a car.
Does it have anything on it?
It's a Dick's sweatshirt.
Like Dick's Sporting Goods?
Dick's Sporting Goods, yeah. It's my
got the green logo or
it's my man's. No, there's a little tiny tag. It's a man's sweatshirt. Oh. It's my boyfriend's sweatshirt. I just always wear because
I was expecting to say Dick's Sporting Goods across front.
No.
So it's just a little?
It's a little
So he bought it from there, or does it actually have a Dick's logo on it?
There is a tiny little tag. It's from Dick's, I think Dick's store. Dick's store, no. It's my man's shirt.
What's the logo look like?
It's a tiny little, it's a very boring gray sweatshirt with a tiny little tag. I know it's from Dick's place because it has that little tag. And I just wear it because it's my man's sweatshirt.
What size is it?
I think it's extra large, even though his extra large fits me because I'm fat, but it's a sweatshirt because it's my man's clothes. That's how women are. You wear your man's clothes, so.
I know. My wife wears my sweatshirt.
Yeah, because she loves you, so that's what we do. It smells like your man, and, he's not here, so I like to wear his clothes, so, obviously.
I never even asked. I just let her wear it.
Yeah, because she loves you. It's just,
it's
territorial. It's what it is. It's my man. It's yours. It's mine, so. It's funny, but it's true.
Well, so that's waited this long to get an answer for that. Okay.
That's the shirt. I can remember I was very careful not to touch the wheel of the car because I was terrified and I didn't want to touch. But anyways, sure enough, the bus comes, and then I catch the bus all the way to Diamond Points because I know.
Where does it drop off at? I don't even know.
It drops you off somewhere. I think by Lupine.
By Lupine, okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
In that area.
Right that area. I caught that bus before, very, very long time ago when I was carless, and it's the only bus that eventually goes to Sequim Transit. So, but I never pay attention on the route. But this time I pay attention because I knew I had some more walking to do because it's not going to leave me by the house. So this time I sort of pay attention. I think it's by Lupine, and I remember even the driver telling me, eventually come back this way. I was like, no, I'm fine here, because I knew I was sort of close by the house, just a couple miles.
Yeah.
Not even a couple miles.
Not even, that's close, that's real close.
Not even a couple miles, half a mile.
So what were you wearing then?
Gosh, my uniform, one of my uniforms.
So did you change after the fight to get dressed for work, or were you already dressed for work when the fight occurred?
I was dressed already for work.
Okay, and then you wore that the rest of the time, and even on the bus and all that?
Well, when I got to work, I had the uniform, was what I wore all day.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what I wore.
So there wasn't a ton of blood on it, you had to get off or change clothes or anything?
It smeared some from me from the hammer, some got on the shirt and on the from just grabbing that stuff, some got on
that's what you were wearing like on the bus though? When you get dropped off, it's the same thing?
Yeah, I just wipe it off and all. But also when I got to work, that's one thing I forgot to tell you. When I got to work, I was so freaked out. That was was one of the first things I did to sort of cover up, if you will. There's always spare clothes there from lost and found at the hotel, so I put something on and I tossed everything, my clothes on because when I saw the little speck of blood on my shirt, I assumed there was more blood on a
So you swapped it out at work?
I swept and I washed all on a machine, because that's what I do. I do laundry there.
Yeah, nothing suspicious there. You're doing laundry.
I'm doing laundry. Nobody, and it's
Okay.
washed with hot water,
So
high efficiency machines, So I know it's gonna come out clean.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it might be even this one here, but it's been washed. It was one of the first things, because
Okay.
I saw like a speck, not a speck, but a drop. I don't know if it came from a hammer, I don't know.
Who knows?
I grabbed the tools, I grabbed to get rid, so obviously,
So you're
I
dropped
washed my hand 1,000,000 times, you know what I mean? But after the fight and after the struggle, of course, something.
So you're dropped off dressed basically like this?
Oh yeah, so when, of course, by the time I got on the bus.
Did you have the same hair up and down like this and everything?
Yeah, always. I
Always?
think so, yeah.
I mean, I'm consistent too, but I don't have that kind of hair, so.
Probably, usually, yes. I know, I'm at the point I want to shave my head now.
No, man, I can't shave mine. If I shave mine, let's get Tyler's golf ball. I've had 7 concussions, so it doesn't look
Oh,
good.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that bumped? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank God I got hair. Man,
That is fun.
it would be cruel if I didn't.
I hate, I'm getting to the point where I still love my hair now. I hate because I'm getting grays. And that's one thing that's
How is that feeling?
It's not fair. For you guys, it's fair. My man looks so good, like you. You have the grays here. My man gets the grays here. He looks so good. I'm like, how is that fair? How is that fair? That you guys get better looking and we get worse. Like, it's not fair. We get wrinkles. We get ugly. We got I'm like a werewolf because I'm from Brazil. So my hairline, seriously, I have so much. I have hair that starts here. And this is because I get rid of them. I do laser, I shave them. Otherwise, my hair starts here. So the grays you see them right away. So I hate them, Now I'm like at the point that if I break up with my man, because my man don't like short hair, but I'm at the point to just.
Oh, no.
But he hates short hair, so I won't do that because he wants me to have hair. So anyhow, I got the bus. The bus leaves me by Lupine. At this point, I'm all changed. The first thing I honestly did, like I say, at work was already at this point. I'm just, trying to get rid. I noticed some blood in the shirt. I wash everything. I actually wore the shirt I wore wet to dry on my body because I don't have another. And the pants, I don't really remember what I did. I put some pants, because I always have a spare of clothes in the car. I put some pants. When my pants came out, same thing. I put it damp on my body. So they dry on my body. That's during the walk all the way to the So eventually I catch the bus, the 52, drops me by the house, near the house. I did a little walk, went to the house. Unfortunately, when I get to the house, the lady's still there, woman's on the floor. And by then it's getting dark. It's 6, maybe more, way more 6. But it's still kind of light still.
Okay. So it's like dusk.
Getting dark, and at this point I'm like, I'm just so scared. It's real. She's there. The phone is ringing off the hook. I'm not touching. I'm not. So, because she was, for what I can grasp, she talked to her family. Her family's coming. That's all I know. But I mean, not that, she talked to her family because she had mentioned to me, we had a decent relationship, and she had, not relationship, but we were civil towards each other, and she had mentioned to me that her family was coming to help moving the stuff out of the house, which is okay. It's stuff that's not, all the stuff downstairs is mine, so she wasn't going to touch. As a matter of fact, she was even going to give me stuff from upstairs. She gave me a bunch of beads, she gave me a bunch of, because she knew I did jewelry with Ray.
Sure, yeah.
She even told me whatever she didn't want, she was going to leave from me. She wasn't, seemed actually that she, until that day, fateful day, but until that, she actually was like, seemed that she wanted to do things pretty fair, so I actually felt bad about it because I was thinking, eventually I'm going to have to tell this woman that her dad gave me the house, so I actually was feeling bad about the...
Yeah, that hard conversation's coming.
I knew. I felt that I was almost, afterwards, I was feeling kind of like, okay, I can almost feel so bad because I don't want to do a friendship with her. She gives me stuff. She gave me a bunch of beads, stuff that she say that's out of style, that she don't use. Her dad was very old school with the style of beads and stuff she used. she does like nice, more fancy stuff. So her jewelry style is different than his. So she told me, a lot of the stuff I don't use, Aline, whatever I don't take, I'll give to you. I was like, oh, okay, cool, thank you, Susie.
Nice.
Eventually I want to do, eventually I want to get into that. So she seemed okay with that, and we okay. And I knew her family was coming sometime in a week, and I think she said Saturday, I'm not sure, this Saturday. So that's,
today?
I think. So she had mentioned that to me, and I told her, like, no, cool. And so I knew her family was going to look for her. So at this point, the heart's pounding. I got back to the house.
Yeah.
It's still there. This is not a nightmare. I'm, like, thinking this is a nightmare.
Now it's dark, and there's a body in the house.
There's a body. The woman is blood. I'm noticing the blood on the floor, because at first, when all that stuff, the struggle took over, went down, you wouldn't think that would be all that blood. I mean, but there was blood. It must have been the last time I hit her, and that one seemed that, honestly, that it seemed that's what caused her demise. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, there's a body. What am I gonna do? And of course, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like thinking, this is horrible. This looks bad. This is horrible. I know I already got rid of all the stuff. Everything's gone. Person's gone. He's gone. Hey, hopefully they're gonna think this is a robbery. That's the only time that I actually had like a little bit of planning, because obviously none of that shit was planned. None.
Right.
None of that shit was planned.
Right.
Went down really, really fast and really ugly. But now the disposing of the purse and stuff, never dispose of a body, because I don't have that cold blood. I'm not a bad person. I can never, ever, ever. I used to do dental assisting and stuff. I'm used to see blood, but not blood in that scale. Not blood from that person. You see blood when you're doing dental assisting or something like that. Before doing housekeeping, I did dental assisting on and off for 10 years, and I still can do. But then housekeeping tips every day. It's like, fuck the scrubs, fuck status. I don't care about wearing a suit or scrubs or people thinking I'm whatever, working out here. I'll scrub toilets if I make $50 a day. And some days I make $100 a day. I'm a single mom. So dental assisting, I make $22, $23 an hour, because I don't do everything. I just do back of the side of the office and side chair assisting. Yeah. But I felt like, I'll do housekeeping. But anyhow, the point is, like, I've seen blood before, but when you see blood in that scale, especially from something like that went down, this is like,
it's different.
It's your heart, that unfortunately somehow obviously you are involved. It's a fact. It was brutal, it was a fight, and I was really, really scared of my life, but at the same time, this is what happened. So now I go back, the woman's still there, and it's dusk. So I'm killing time waiting to get dark, and then I'm like thinking, what do I do? I thought, what do I do?
Yeah.
I know I don't have the heart to get rid of this woman. I don't, like in a gruesome way, no, never, because this is more than I can take. This is all, I mean, just the fact to have the realization that I had somebody dead in front of me. At this point, I'm like in the twilight zone. Welcome to the twilight zone. I'm in the twilight zone, seriously. I'm like, do I push her down the stairs? This is a big lady. I'm like, do I push this woman down the stairs? How do you move that woman? I'm like, what do I do? And that's...
Yeah, going through options, right?
I'm like, what do I do? So I just kind of push her by her feet, and when I start pushing her by the feet, her pants come down a little bit, and
Wait, you're pushing her by her feet?
Yeah, by jeans, her jeans on.
You pulling her?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull her.
That's
the
I'm
only
like,
way.
how are you pushing her?
No, sorry.
That's me.
My English.
It's probably me. And
I always say push instead of pull, and sometimes, even doors, sometimes there's push and pull, and sometimes...
I think we're all guilty of that at some point, though, right?
Exactly. In English, and you speak English, I don't. I do all the time, and I feel like, oh, dummy, pull, push, and I always do the wrong thing, so I'm sorry.
No, that's...
So, yeah, no, I thought about all my options, and I'm like, nope, I can't do that, this is not me, I'm honest.
So first you start by pulling her by her feet.
I'm just thinking how this woman's going to get out of here, Yeah.
I
know I'm way over my head. I got rid of the evidence that I thought you know, because I know I touched, obviously I touched the hammer because there was a fucking
it's gone now.
between us. That was unfortunate. I had to get rid. I knew I was at that point. I'm like still in that mind that I want to get rid of everything I touch. Obviously, I pick it up from the floor. There was no planning, so obviously I didn't cover anything. So my fingerprints are all over. So that's all I know. So I'm like, I go and I'm like, how this woman gonna get out of here? And I thought, you know what? The house is falling apart. The outside there's one part there's no railing or anything. And I thought,
that's up that main door up top where it's flat, right? Where it's got all the plant stuff.
But the back too, the back of the house is like that. And I thought about, you know, maybe throwing her there, and that's it.
Oh, that's the other one where it's steep.
There's a front part of the house that there's that wrap around the house, and it's falling a bunch of parts of the. I thought about, you know, just push her there. And then I was like, well, but obviously the neighbors might be able to see it. And so at this point, you know, unfortunately, for this phase is the only phase that I try to put some thought in. Unfortunately, you know, before there was no thought, the shit hit the fan.
Yeah, it just happened.
Seriously, it was just flight or flight. It was just pure fear, fear.com. Afterwards, I'm not going to lie to you guys, there was some thought process of just get rid of the crap, because I'm so scared. I mean, I don't mean to say she crap, but the crap before. So, and then I felt like, no, she's closer to this, because it was right there in the hallway, you know, so all I had to do was open the back door, push some stuff out of the way, and I waited enough that was dark enough. And I don't know if it was this shirt here or another work shirt, I just put over my face like this. I'm so scared at this point, you know what I mean?
It's terrifying,
when it was dark enough, I just shut off the light outside, and I felt really, 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 really bad about that. I feel bad about the whole thing, man. I mean, there's not one part I don't feel bad, you know? At this point, I know her soul is gone, I know she's not there. She's not in the body, so I know she's not going to get hurt anymore, you know what I mean?
No, that makes sense.
She unfortunately got hurt in the struggle. It is what it is. So at this point, it was hard to push her because she's a very heavy woman. So I have already a bad back, a back injury, you know, I have an ankle injury. And it was hard, you know, besides of the whole struggle and the fight, my body was already sore, obviously, so I have it's a small injuries, thank goodness, because I'm young and I have a good reflex, but still, my body's sore, I have other bruises too in my legs and stuff from the fight. My leg, I have some bruise marks, and it's really hard to bruise dark people, you know, if you marry somebody Latin like me, we don't bruise easily.
Yeah, my wife's Hispanic.
Yeah, it's hard to get bruised. Now somebody like you, they get bruised easily. But somebody like me, it's hard to bruise, but I still have bruises from that. So my body's already sore. So, but I'm like, this is the only way. I'm going to have to push her out. And so I did. I pushed her out. And the last thing that really there was the piece of carpet. I also cut a piece of carpet because there was a pool of blood in that little area. And that was it.
What happened to the carpet?
I went for a second time. I went a second time on the casino, and that's when I told the officer that I was there because I really was there. So after I pushed her off, I got out of the house again because my brain's still obviously still at 1,000. Now she's out. Yeah. Now the cat's out of the bag. It's just a matter of time. They're going to find this lady's body on the driveway. Correct. I don't know where she landed, but when I push her, I need to get out of the house fast because if anybody saw, I don't know, it's dusk. You know.
So you didn't even see where she landed?
By the side of near the RV.
Okay. Did you go down there at all?
I think so, actually.
Okay, tell me about that. Tell me about she went off the side of the roof there on that little patio flat area.
Yeah, there's a little.
Between that and the motorhome. So now she's went off the edge, and then what happened?
I just went and see where she was.
You walked through that.
Yeah, so I went in there, and she's laying there. So I just kind of, I don't know, I think I might move a brick closer to her. I put this brick kind of closer, like a pillow almost. Didn't throw on her or anything because I can't do that, you know. But
what does brick look like?
Cement block. I actually just saw, it was just like a...
What shape is it?
Rectangular.
Okay.
It was just a spur of the moment to, again, it was just there. When she landed, I actually walk by, because I have to walk by anyway to get to my car, because my car was parked right there, the Hyundai. So I had to walk by there anyways. When I saw her body, I noticed there was, right along the wall, there's some cinder blocks, sort of. So I just grabbed one. I didn't throw or anything, no. I just grabbed, because she, you know, I know poor woman's already dead. So, but I just grabbed the cinder block and gently laid sort of by her head, because I was still in my process thinking that maybe you guys are going to think she fell, hit her head, died. And even though I know you guys wouldn't, because I know she unfortunately, I had to hit her. You know, I know on the struggle and stuff, I know that unfortunately was more than 2 times. I don't know. I think it was, you know, I wasn't trying to hurt her like that. I wasn't.
So when you were dragging her, did you drag her by her feet the whole time?
I believe so.
So her head.
It was the only place because her head was all bleeding.
So was she face up or down when you were dragging her?
Up.
Up, faces up, dragging her by her feet.
And once she got to the really edge of the, because I was afraid of going with her.
Yeah, you don't want to go off, right?
Imagine,
it's dark.
It's dark. So I went really close to the edge, and she's heavy, this lady, so when she got to the edge, I just pushed like sideways, and she just rolled slowly.
So she rolled off. Okay, that makes more sense.
That's the only way, because there was no way, even a man would have a hard time moving the lady.
Yeah.
I mean she's big and I'm big too, I mean, but I imagine if I'm dead, it's going to be hard for you by yourself.
I mean, no offense, but it's dead weight.
It's dead weight.
Yeah.
And now I understand why they say dead weight. I never experienced anything like that in my life, but now I understand why they call dead weight. So I'm like, but I wasn't thinking, Detective, I wasn't thinking like I was just thinking at that point. I'm still in a twilight zone. I'm just thinking about sort of how this body, how make plausible. That's why I kind of moved that cinder block close to her head. I didn't throw it. I actually put quite gently.
But now you're in a bit of a conundrum now, though, right? Because you've kind of changed your plan.
Oh, yeah.
Because your plan was initially
a robbery, yeah.
But now...
But I'm still thinking maybe she fell during the robbery. I didn't know, sir. I honestly...
Okay, I'm trying to clear that up in my own head.
No, I am too.
Wait a minute.
To this day, it went all over the place. Afterwards, like I say, that's the only part that really, obviously, afterwards, that's the only part that actually was any planning of... Because I never imagined...
Yeah, that's kind of what threw us. So what did you use to cut the carpet with?
That was a little knife, a little pocket knife that I also tossed the second time when I went to the casino.
That and the carpet?
Yep, that and the carpet. Okay. The carpet was like a square. You guys saw.
Yeah, I did see the cutout of the carpet, yes.
The cutout, yeah, it was soaked. That part, and there's a little part underneath.
Like a pad?
Yeah, they both were stuck together, but just...
Soaked through?
Yeah, soaked. I just like... tossed it.
Where was that at?
And then, of course, at that time, I drove my car, so it went off the window, too. Same thing, same style.
You remember where?
It was before I got to the casino, because I didn't want to be stuck with
Was it before Jamestown, where it's got all the lights and all that? It's like, I have to imagine you wouldn't throw it out with all the lights at Jamestown. It's got all the parking.
No.
Yeah, like, you know, the tribe's got
was as soon I got on off Diamond Point, somewhere there.
Oh, okay.
As soon I got on highway.
Was it before back of ours?
Before back of ours.
Okay.
The first place to stop to pull to the off. The first place I would see, I would stop and get this potato out of my hand, you know. And I felt horrible. I feel like a criminal. I feel like a piece of shit. I feel like, you know, like I say, like just the Lord will to forgive me. He know what situation was, you know. The Lord saw the situation that went down, but it's still, you know, I don't know if you have beliefs like that.
Difficult day. Yeah, wow, a lot of stuff, man. I can't even imagine going through what you're describing. It's got to be just worst day ever.
I'm still like in shock.
So we get rid of the carpet, we get rid of this little knife, and it's a little pocket knife, so like a foldable?
No, it's a cutting board, kind of.
It's got like a razor in it?
A razor,
Okay, so it's like a box cutter.
It was very dull, as a matter of fact, because I had a hard time.
Is it like a box cutter?
Like a box cutter.
What color was it?
Green.
Green? Like light green, dark green?
Light green.
Light green? Okay, check it out.
It was very dull. I don't know. It was just in the house. It was one of those things. I was
laying around.
I was looking in the kitchen to get something to cut the carpet because
it was in the kitchen.
Yeah, I just went there and I looked in the house, you know, because Ray had so many tools.
Yeah,
It's
so
tools
much
all
stuff,
over the
yeah.
house. Whole kitchen used to be toolboxes of tools, because he used to be a plumber, he did everything. So there's tools upstairs, there's tools downstairs, there's tools everywhere.
Yeah.
So, you know, unfortunately, actually, that's how this whole tragedy started, you know. That's unfortunately, it's actually an unfortunate thing that there's tools everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say fortunately, because that's how I ended up defending myself, but it's unfortunate because that's what I unfortunately had to resort to get this woman. This woman was blind with rage and hatred, you know, just hatred.
Yeah.
But the little cutting box, yeah, it was kind of rusted even, like dull. Everything Ray had was like
old.
that.
Nothing new and cool, huh?
Ray used to tell you, oh, works fine, sweetheart. And it used to be like a VHS. Nobody even uses VHS anymore. Works fine, put in your bedroom, sweetheart.
I still know people that do, though. I think there's still a niche for that.
He was very funny.
Yeah.
He used to come up, one time his toilet clogged. I did everything for him. I cooked for him, I cleaned for him, I take him place. For a while, I drove him back and forth to work because it was before he got the car.
That was Burger King?
I used to call him my hubby, because whenever he used to be like rosy cheeks, he was a sweetheart. He considered me like a daughter, so I love him. And since my man is not here, I used to say, you're my hubby. That's one of my boys. He's my hubby. And he used to blush, and I was like, oh, I see you. And he used to, one time his toilet clogged upstairs, because he's one of those toilets that takes up with so much water. So he clogged the toilet.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my gosh, it clogged. Would you help me unclog the knife? Of course. I'm like, okay, sweetie. So he comes with this little motor thing from like 30 years ago when he used to be a plumber. You throw this little crap there, and then you wind it up, and the thing.
And it goes through the pipe, yeah.
And he says that works like a charm, and the thing wouldn't unclog. Guess who had to unclog the freaking toilet? Me. I had to unclog the toilet. So me and Ray had a special relationship, you know. I worked for him, I don't know, maybe 4 months, maybe, and we developed a real special bond, you know. I used to sit at night cooking dinner. The first time he got sick, I was the one who called 911, you know, and they got there and they saved him at time. And then afterwards he got sick again, and he was, you know, Ray was an angel. Ray loves me like a daughter. You know, I don't know. You know, it's unfortunate. He didn't have a good relationship with her, but I'm sure she was counting at least on the house. Even though she knows the house is on reverse mortgage, nobody's going to get the house.
Right.
At first I was crushed when I learned that months ago. I was crushed because, like I told you, I thought it was an American dream.
Things are coming my way. This is
once
awesome.
in my life, once in my life.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is. I'm still gonna get mine, you know. I mean, I have faith in God. I don't know what this is gonna happen, but I just had to be truthful. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just have faith. So, but I still, you know, once I learned about the reverse mortgage, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, it's blow. My man gonna be crushed too, because he doesn't even know that. He's right now thinking we won the lottery. He doesn't know. Even he doesn't know none of that. He doesn't know why the fight broke off. He doesn't know none of that. But I still was gonna cross that bridge, but I sure didn't count on crossing this bridge with this woman as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
I did not. So when it happened, it was just like you know what hit the fan.
Oh, yeah.
It went everywhere. So it's like. Now, so she knew, I knew that nobody's going to get the house.
Yeah.
I know realistically, I'm a very realistic person. I know realistically that maybe, perhaps, maybe, after they crunch and recrunch everything, maybe it was going to be a 10 grand out of this whole deal.
Right.
At this point, sir, now, right now, I don't even know what I'm facing. I'm so scared, you know what I mean? Right now, I'm scared, I'm terrified, you know,
It's a bad spot to be in.
I'm terrified.
You're nervous,
I just want to explain to you guys, because...
And we want to listen, because we want to hear everything. I mean, that's the thing, and I appreciate you speaking with me and everything. So let's pick it up, though. So now we've got rid of
the carpet.
We've got rid of the box cutter.
Yeah.
Now we've identified what that is, and it's light green. And now we're heading back to the casino.
I went back to the casino.
Tell me about that.
Somewhere around the way, I tossed everything. I tossed the carpets, I tossed the knife, I tossed everything. And when I put the little knife cutter and the carpet in my car, that's the only time I saw blood in my car. And that's why I freaked out yesterday when you guys took my car, because there's no planning. I haven't washed my car. I mean, I'm going through motions here, right?
What about
All
the
this
casino,
stuff.
though? What happened at the casino?
On the car, there was a little bit of blood on my passenger side where the box cutter and the carpet sat.
Okay.
So, you know, when you guys took my car yesterday, you know, of course, all this been gnawing at me. But like I say, there's no planning, no nothing at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't wash my car, didn't clean my car professionally. I don't even have money for that. So I'm like, you know, and there was no time. I gotta go to work the next day. So I'm just, you know,
Right.
dealing with all this stuff. Woman been found out, cats is out of the bag.
Yeah, cops are there,
Cops
had to talk to the cops.
cannot go to the house. At this point, I had to make some story for them, and I didn't even know what to say.
Let's talk about this, though. I mean, so we've got rid of the box cutter, we've got rid of the carpet. You went to the casino. What did you do at the casino for the second time?
The second time then, by this time I got a drink there, and same thing, just sat on the machine and just played some slots, whatever, some change, and was just sitting there for a while.
And then what happened?
Then I was sitting there and I killed some time, and I thought I killed considerably amount of time. I honestly didn't even know what time it was, because at this point, when I go to the house, I think the first or second time, the time that I actually pushed her off the balcony, when I went to the house this time, I forget my cell phone there. I just forget my cell phone. So at this time, I don't know what time it is when I'm in the casino. I mean, I'm not thinking about anything.
And there's not clocks in the casino because they want you to stay there as long as you can.
Yeah, it's funny, interesting, but there's not. And I don't have a watch on me. So at this point, I honestly don't know.
Me neither.
I don't know why, but it's horrible. I never know what time it is. Never know what time it is. So at this time, I don't know what time it is. And of course, I'm super stressed. The last place I want to go back is to the house. I mean, you know, horrible. You know, when I move the carpet.
What are you gonna do? You gotta go somewhere.
When I
right?
move her head, her body. I mean, when her body moves, I remember like the smell of blood, and I smell that growing up, and it's not pleasant, you know, and it's like makes you nauseous, and I just felt so bad, you know. It's like that's when the reality sink that of everything that went down, and I'm just like thinking, you know, Lord, am I, you know what I mean? This is real. This is not a dream. This is not a nightmare. This is real. This is real. This woman's dead. So I'm like in a twilight zone. Sir, I'm in a twilight zone. So I'm in a casino, but eventually I know I have to go back to the house. So eventually when I got out of there, I know I don't have my phone on me. I realized I didn't have my phone on me. And honestly, I didn't even know if I want to talk to somebody. You know, inside I'm still a wreck. Even though I sort of think I got rid of most of the stuff. But like I say, I know, you know, I live there, and I know that unfortunately, you know, I had to touch stuff. I know, you know, and there was no planning, so there's no really any premeditation, like you're planning, just planning of getting rid of the crap, but during of what happened, there was no planning, so I knew I had touched stuff. So my heart is like, so by the time I get to the house, of course, the place is surrounded by cops. So unfortunately, you know, at this point, I have to, I don't even know what the word is, but I guess, like, you gotta have to put some acts, I guess. And I had to tell them, like, what happened, and I was trying to act as normal and pleasant as I could, you know, even smile and be pleasant, but inside I was like...
Wrecked, yeah.
Wrecked. Just think that they know that something happened, that they were gonna figure out. I mean, she didn't fall and hit her head like 2-3 times in the rock, you know what I mean? So I'm like, the cops...
No, she did not.
The cops know. I was like, the cops know, you know? Yeah. Or did somebody bash her head in a rock? Did somebody rob the place? What are they going to think? Yeah. I mean, I didn't plan none of this, so I didn't know how to explain if you guys find any of my prints, even though I live there, but... It was a struggle. The shit went down. I'm sure my prints are there.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And they didn't get, I was like thinking they didn't get to this point of fingerprinting me, but it's coming.
Well, yeah, well, of course your prints would be there, right? I mean, yeah, that's the thing. But
I live there, yeah.
But here's the other aspect of it is, whose prints would be there that are there that we find that shouldn't be there? And if those exist.
Yeah, no.
That's
a problem, yeah.
That's the other way, right?
Yeah.
So we know your print's going to be there. We know
Mr. Deceased, yeah, deceased, the dog,
stuff's going to be there. That we expect.
Yeah.
But is that it, or is there something else that's brought in that we don't know
No,
about?
not at all. No,
There
sir, not at all. That's the purest truth,
Yeah.
pure truth.
Yeah.
That's the purest
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, you've been giving it to me straight the whole time.
I just want to be honest with you guys, whatever my punishment is, you know, I was truly, like, terrified, you know. I've been crying since this happened. You know, I've been drained, like, just crying. Talk to the Lord, you know what I mean? I'm, like, so, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? When you think 1,000,000 things, I got so terrified that I honestly even thought about just taking off. But then you think, like, if you take off, the cop's going to think I did it. The cop's going to think I did it maliciously. You know what I mean? What happened if you take off? It's going to be a manhunt like you see in the movies. But then I'm thinking.
That's true.
But then I was thinking, oh, yeah, you don't get away from the cops. And then I was, like, thinking, and second, I don't even have a car to get away from the cops at this point. So, you know, I'm thinking.
That caused the problem after last night,
Yeah, exactly. That was all I had. That was my livelihood. Like, when they took the car, the first night when this whole thing went down, I slept on a car, freezing, because I couldn't get comforters, anything in the house. I just had, like, a little, I don't know if the great white shirt.
Where did you sleep last night?
Last night I was going to sleep just in the basement of my job because they took everything. They even took my wallet. There's anything, my cards are on the wallet. I don't have a penny to my name. This new phone I bought is one of those phones that don't let you link your card. So I cannot even buy a soda. I cannot even buy anything. So the boss, they really liked me, and they were able to get in contact with Dove House, and Dove House paid hotel for me until Monday. And after Monday, God knows what's going to happen, and I'm living off their mercy now because, you know, I had a warm place to sleep, but can I sleep? No. You know what I mean? I just had to get this out of my chest, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a problem with something like this. It's hard for people to live with.
At
some point, no matter like who you are, no matter how bad you are, this weighs on you. Whether it's justified, whether it's not justified, this kind of thing. Like I know from people who I've had to interview, I mean, it does weigh on you.
Have you ever had a case like this with me?
I've had a lot of cases over a lot of years. A lot. Yeah, so when you're explaining stuff to me, you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't kill her with a brick. Yeah, we knew that. And you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, well, they're going to figure it out about getting hit 3 times. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, it was a struggle.
Yeah, and we're looking at it from different angles, you know. And, we look at it from several angles. But what you explained to me fits. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah. It's like it was horrible.
So,
I didn't have anything against this lady, nothing whatsoever. As a matter of fact, she was, before of all this stuff hit the fan, she was actually nice to me. She gave me one time of $700 because she knew I didn't charge anything for her dad. I mean, the old man was an angel to me. I live there. We both provide food because we both go to food banks and whatnot. But I live there for free. I use his electricity. I took care of him, but he was such an independent little old man that he wasn't much work at all. Sometimes I had to bathe him, which was easy. Ray was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know, he was kind of sassy. He used to be kind of little sassy, little inappropriate. Sometimes we would try to take his number. I was like, leave it under your arm. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I got a man, and he's like, does it bother you? I was like, it doesn't bother me. I have 2 boys, and I have a man. I've seen plenty of men in my life, but why are you taking your shorts off, your boxers off? So sometimes I would scrub his back. No, we had a real good relationship. So the family liked me. Even she liked me. Like I say, she was being kind to me enough.
Up until the point of the documents, yeah.
And before that, she was like, she gave me $700, she cashed out to me actually, so I have a receipt of that. She gave me $780. She didn't even ask me back or anything. She just told me to not mention anything to her family, her kids, because, you know, with the history of her dad, he'd been in a ring of schemers in Philippines for years and years and years. They took everything from him. For him to be in a situation that he was, actually, unfortunately, abandoned, because the family got fed up with that. So the last thing that her family wants to know is that she gave me money. It was just one time, but she did. She didn't have to do that. So I had no problems with this woman. I had no reason. The house is mine already. It's a fact. It's
done.
A fact.
The paperwork's done. Yeah.
Even after, I was going to tell her afterwards, even if she got mad afterwards, I'm sorry, excuse me for the lack of the word, too bad.
Yeah.
It's mine. And so I don't have nothing to gain from. It was just really like a nasty event.
It's like they say, it is what it is, right?
When she kept saying, I'm going to fucking kill you, fucking cunt, and she came at me like that, you know, I was scared, especially when I kind of dodged that first blow. I was like, this is serious. And of course, before that was a nasty verbal fight between us. She called me the C word. I called her C word. I told her she's a horrible daughter. I was like, fuck off. I'm not gonna change any documents. She said, you're gonna have to fucking undo this, you fucking cunt, blah blah. It's like, and then escalated to the physical push, hit her head, and then wasn't she lost and came at me? But you don't expect somebody to get hurt and come after you. She assaulted me, and I saw her back. She pulled my hair first. Then I saw her. When she hit her head, she grabbed the hammer and came swinging at me. When you come swinging at somebody, that's a deadly weapon. This is it. What do you do in a situation like that? I've been in situations that I almost lost my life. You know, at that point was the fight really got horrible and out of hand. It's you know, I just wanted you guys to know the truth. And this morning I told my man the truth. I want to tell him last night, because last night I spoke with him and I didn't tell him. And this morning I just told him the truth, and I told him I will face, I will come clean, face what I have to face, the whatever they're gonna, I'm gonna tell them all to the best of my knowledge where the purse is. The purse, I think, is the only of the items that we're gonna retrieve is the purse, because the rest. I can try to point it out to you guys, but even I don't know. I was just like in the movie Twilight Zone when they put that thing that you see cow and stuff going speeding. My head, he was exactly like that. My head was that day.
I understand that.
I was so scared.
What I'd like you to do.
Aline Jones was charged in November 2023 with second-degree murder with a deadly weapon enhancement, motor vehicle theft, and several related misdemeanors in Clallam County, Washington. On March 26, 2024, she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder with a deadly weapon enhancement. In May 2024, she was sentenced to 20 years and 4 months in prison, followed by 3 years of community custody. As of the most recent verified information, Jones remains incarcerated serving her sentence.